welcome back to another episode of Caiola Kids. I am Joey, JC3 on other podcasts. I'm here with Tony.
Hi.
Our first episode, Anthony, Tony, and I went into what it is to be a sibling or a brother to each other and talking about each other's siblings. Now we have the two other siblings with us, and one of us officially tied the knot. Not any three of us that you see on camera right now.
Not
But
I.
this one, she tied the knot. Look at the ring on her finger. She is officially Mrs. Isaiah.
I'm Yowied.
So, but we do have Amanda with us, and she is single.
That's fucked up.
Thanks, Joey. Make fun of my misery. That's
You're
okay.
welcome. So, Mrs. Isaiah,
Hello.
Mrs. Gonzalez.
Mrs. Gonzalez.
Technically,
yes.
you aren't a
Mrs.
Caiola kid
Isaiah,
anymore.
I am still a Caiola kid. Mrs. Isaiah Gonzalez. That's me.
Yes. How does it feel being a married woman?
Honestly, I don't feel any different.
Fakely.
No, listen. Me and Isaiah have been living together for 4 years, almost 5 years. And we've been living like we're married since we moved in together. So I think we properly prepared ourselves for marriage before even the concept of it arose between us. So now that we're married, it just feels like it doesn't feel any different other than the fact that when I say he's my husband, it's fact. It's not just saying it to say it. But, you know, he's the love of my life. He's everything I've ever wished for, and I'm very happy that he's the person I married and everything. But I mean, to be honest, I don't feel quote unquote any different. It's just we came home and we're back to our normal lives, except now my last name is Gonzalez instead of Caiola.
So are you trying to say marriage is just a piece of paper?
No. But
I know.
it's different because I feel like if him and I weren't living together prior to getting married, then we would feel the shock of like, oh shit, we're married and
This is real.
yeah, like this is real. But it's been real for us for 4 years.
Is it real? Sorry.
Very much real.
And Anthony can also attest to it because
Absolutely.
you and Sarah are, I mean, for all intents and purposes, you're married, but you don't have that official document. Me and Isaiah were the same way.
Yeah, we have our marriage license is still on our fridge. It's been there for 3 years. It's like we've never gotten around to doing anything with it. And there's reasons around why we've been kicking the ball down the road, but everything we do is in each other's name. If God forbid something happens to me at work, she's my beneficiary, and all of her doctor shit is, they contact me and then they contact her parents. So other than just going to town hall and submitting the paperwork, we're married in every sense of the word.
Yeah.
Yes, well.
It's Amanda doing laundry for me. I'm sorry, it's distracting.
Yeah, it's very distracting. Amanda's
Thank you.
Amanda's person that she put on all her stuff is her cat. So
hold on, no, it's not just her cat. It's her cat plus creepy AI videos.
Retweet.
Okay.
That's the other thing she's doing. I was scrolling today and I saw Amanda getting out of a pool in a bikini, and I went, first of all, woof. Second of all, that's not right. I was like, excuse me, can you not do that on my TikTok?
Excuse me.
There's nothing wrong with AI. I like AI.
AI is great. AI is great, but you're not going to see me post videos of walking down a jet runway wearing a 3-piece suit like a fucking James Bond super spy with a 6-pack. That doesn't exist.
It's
you
just
are
fun.
You are literally putting the
wants to see that
face of a
at all.
cat on the body of a tiger. It's not real.
Cats aren't. Never mind.
Anyway,
It's
continue.
fun.
So,
And it
for
makes
this-
me become somebody I'm not.
hey, listen, head.
That's
Listen here.
body dysmorphia.
Hey, Pumpkinhead,
Anyway,
be
that's
quiet.
an episode for a different time.
So here's a
Pretty
question
much.
to everybody, and I guess we'll start with Anthony because he's the oldest, and we'll go down the trail.
Ooh.
Do you remember? Does everybody remember the exact moment that it hit you that we're not kids anymore?
Yes.
This is gonna get deep.
Yes.
I want it to get deep. Can I cry?
So
I want
yeah,
to cry.
you can cry. We can
Just did
have
my
that.
makeup.
So
I'm
Anthony, you
probably
start.
not gonna cry. I've done enough crying over the last week. So
Yeah, we have
yes,
photos of it.
I know. The moment, I will say, the moment for me, it's like, oh, we're not children anymore, is the night Teresa got dicked down for the first time.
Oh, I. Okay.
Wasn't gonna go there.
This is gonna be my first children's novel. The night Teresa got piped, like, because I'll tell you why. Because at that point, maybe it's not a children's novel. At that point, mom stopped acting like mom. Mom started. Mom was like,
Phew.
okay, all right, enough out of you. Mom was literally like, okay, you got piped. It's okay. And like when she stopped recognizing that you weren't a child anymore, she started treating. I think mom started treating all of us, um, almost not like we're equals, but like peers. Like she started treating us like adults versus her kids. And I think that's the moment it changed.
See, I remember that night too because you and I were in your room waiting for her to rip off on mom. I mean, rip off on Teresa.
And Amanda was the one trying to orchestrate it all.
Oh yeah, most
It's
definitely.
not true.
That
Oh,
is.
that's 100% true.
It's
100%
it's
true.
true.
You
not.
lying bitch. You lying bitch. That's 100% true.
I
No,
mean,
no, hold on a minute. I'm
Okay.
defending myself here. The conversation that happened that night between Teresa and I said, do you want me to tell mom? Because she's going to find out one way or another if you're going to continue to do this. And Teresa was in the kitchen freaking out, crying. And I said, I'll go tell mom if you're not comfortable with doing that. And I did. And I got told she was waiting for that to happen. She was waiting for mom to rip on her.
So the verbiage you used isn't, do you want me to tell mom for you? It was, you gotta tell mom. You gotta tell mom. And I was like, I know I have to tell mom. And that's when you offered. So it wasn't like oh, well, it's okay. We'll take care of it. I'll tell mom for you. It was like, you gotta tell mom this happened in her house. You gotta tell mom. And you were standing over the kitchen table looking at me. And it's not a big deal. I get cracked every fucking night in her house. She doesn't give a shit. Not a big deal. But that's how that happened. But that's not my. I mean, if that's good for Anthony, I guess that's when he realized that we're all not children anymore. When I got dick for the first time.
Amanda.
The night
Yeah.
Teresa got
No,
piped.
shut the fuck up, Anthony. You're done. Amanda.
What?
What is
Answer
the
the
moment,
question, bitch.
girl?
Fuck.
None of this.
She
Okay,
was-
and none
She
of
went.
this.
Wait a minute. We're just talking. We're on a FaceTime call, right?
None
No,
of
we're
this
on
is
a
an
you
attack.
podcast, asshole.
Listen, none of this is an attack on Amanda. No, I don't give a fuck
I feel
about what happened
today is
6
going to
years
be an
ago.
attack on Amanda. This is what's going to
No,
happen.
I don't give a shit about what happened 7 years ago.
No, this is not an attack. This is
right.
genuine,
This is
serious.
I'll
just us
go.
bullshitting.
So the moment I felt that we were definitely all not children anymore is when basically Anthony and I moved out of the house within the same year because Anthony has to copy everything that I do. When I get a new car, Anthony gets a new car. When I move
That's-
out, he moves out.
It's
Hold on a
perverted
minute.
coincidence. I'm not trying to copy you. It's just really coincidental.
So at that point, and then so the whole idea of me moving out was obviously Uncle couldn't stay inside the house anymore. So we needed to move out. And I proposed the idea. So you're welcome, Teresa. I proposed the idea of Teresa and Isaiah taking the first floor apartment and then me and Uncle finding an apartment. When I realized that we weren't kids anymore, as Anthony obviously was moving out, I moved out. And then Teresa was moving in with Isaiah downstairs. Joey was upstairs.
Burning down the
I
house.
just sat back, burning down the house. I sat back and I went, wow, everybody's pretty much living their own lives now. Like, we're not in one house anymore where we could still feel like kids. Like, Anthony's gone, off doing his own thing. I'm out of the house. Teresa and Isaiah, they're their own unit. Joey's playing the field, you know? So it's just like, that's when I realized back in 2021 that, yeah, we're not kids anymore.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's fine. I get. I mean, to be honest, like me and Anthony were talking about it, and I don't know if I know you watched the first episode.
Yeah,
Amanda,
I
I don't know if
cried.
you watched the first episode of Caiola Kids. Anthony,
I have not watched it, but mom told me some parts about it that I cried because of Anthony, but it's okay. Go ahead.
yeah. Well, Anthony and I think both came to agreement last week on the episode that we became closer as siblings when everyone moved out, because
Mm-hmm.
obviously distance makes the heart grow fonder. We're not really that far away from each other. Like me and Teresa are still a
Here.
floor apart.
Mm-hmm.
But it's the moment for me that really solidifies that we're not kids anymore is the fact that we don't. I mean, maybe I still do to a point, but we don't all sit there and go, you know, we have to tell mom and dad. We have secrets amongst each other, and to me, that is
Mm-hmm.
that is a thing to where, like, stop looking at me. Why is she looking at me? To me,
We have a secret amongst each other, but but if it's just between two of us, and so one of the like a third finds out, they're like, "Hey, what the fuck, man? Why didn't you include me on this shit?"
uh-huh. But yeah, that's
I
to
don't
me.
want secrets. Keep your fucking secrets. I do not want them.
Yes, you just love your own. We
I
sat
have
there.
enough.
Yeah.
Anyway,
We that's to me is the grown up moment, because we're all like, we're not trying to get each other in trouble type situation. Um, so why does she
what the
sound
fuck?
like
You sound like a chicken.
a nose?
All right, come back down to earth,
So
Amanda.
I'm good.
Teresa, your
Yes.
moment
Jesus
of
Christ.
where you realize we're not all kids anymore.
Well, I can't relate. I mean, I guess I can. I don't know. I'm the youngest, obviously. I'm the baby of the four of us. So, but I'm gonna be so for real, and no offense to Anthony or Amanda. I don't remember either of you moving out. Like,
That
I
was
don't.
like 5 years ago.
I know, but I
Pause.
don't
Yeah, it
like.
was 5 years ago.
No, but
It's
listen,
not like
like,
we moved
shut
out
the
when you
fuck
were
up.
10.
No, but what I'm saying is, like, I'm such an emotional person that, like, something like that would have taken me out. Like, seeing Amanda leave and then seeing Anthony leave. Like, I would remember that day and feel, like, heartbroken, but I don't. And I don't feel that way. It was kind of just like, okay, they're gone. And I guess it's because I was moving in with
Oh,
Isaiah and all that stuff. Like, things were happening so fast, whatever. But I, I mean, I don't know if I have a moment where I'm like, damn, we're not all kids anymore, because I mean, I myself still feel like a child, and I'm sitting here married. I'm sitting here literally looking, now the next step for me is having my own children, and I still feel like a kid. But I don't know. I don't know if I have an exact moment where I'm like, we're not all kids anymore, because when we get together, I still feel that sense of childhood, like whenever we're at Anthony's house or Thanksgivings or wherever we're just the four of us are together, just us. I still feel that, like, there's no age. It
See,
sounds really weird. I just don't have a moment where I'm like,
it,
damn, I'm not a kid, other than
I
bills coming in my name.
I know, I get that. For me though, it's like I don't, when all four of us are together and we're enjoying each other's company and we're having fun and stuff like that. We never did that as children. Like
Well,
we
no,
we
because
had we had we shared the same household, we shared rooms, but when we were living under one roof, we literally all had different lives.
I know for me, it was a very lonely experience. It was
Oh,
very lonely. I never talk about it because there's no reason for me to, because now I'm 25 and I have mostly the shared experiences with the rest of my siblings, but I'm 12 years apart from my oldest sibling, 10 years from my oldest sister, and then 4.5 years apart, 5 years apart from you. So you all had your own lives. Anthony was damn near a teenager by the time I was born. Amanda could give give a shit less than, for about, a little baby. And growing up, the only not the only person, but why, people make you guys poke fun at me and mom, is because she's the only person I felt like I had. Not that you guys weren't there, but
Yeah.
like, she was my mom. She was the only thing, the only thing I knew all the time, a consistent you know, person in my life until I reached like probably like 7 or 8 years old, where you and I started, we started playing like the hockey game that we created, and you know,
Which
we
I stole from Anthony and I playing
right,
that in our
the
room.
hockey game, and you had started including me in things. But for the first like 6 years for the first couple years that I remember, it was lonely. I didn't have anybody, and I didn't like my friends, so it sucked. But you're right. We didn't have that time together as children growing up as children, but now, because of the fact that we're all grown, I feel that sense of like brother and sisterhood when we're together, because I didn't have that when I was a kid. Like,
Mm.
because you guys are so much older than me. So,
Hey, Anthony's almost 40.
damn. But I don't have I don't have a moment. I mean, maybe getting married, like, but I don't know.
Well, that is a good segue into your wedding.
Show my
So-
smile.
Joey, did you say yours?
Yes, I did.
Damn.
Remember
She's so stupid.
keeping secrets with each other?
She's just so fucking stupid.
Onto my wedding.
Anywho,
She's just fucking stupid.
the moment I have. Okay, so segment 1 is called The Moment. And for everyone in this booth, we well, not in the booth, but everyone on this podcast, we were at Teresa's wedding, obviously. Anthony and I were standing next to Isaiah on the altar. Teresa had Amanda next to her. Thank you for burping into the mic.
Sorry.
The question I have is, number 1, who do you think cried the most?
Anthony.
Anthony, for sure.
Anthony was like losing his ever loving mind up there.
Okay, we were
I
both
was-
fighting
I was-
demons.
No, Anthony was fighting demons.
No, Anthony was the one that I looked over and I went, my dear Lord. You want to talk about ugly cry?
Isaiah was
It's
even thinking to
him.
himself, like, who the hell is losing their mind behind me? He's
I
like,
was fighting the Hat Man.
like, and the pictures and the videos, and the thing with that is that I think I spoke to Anthony about this before. Leading up to the wedding, every time I would say to him, like, how do you feel like your little sister's getting married? How do you feel? Does it make you emotional? Blah, blah, blah. And he's like, it's part of life. What are you going to do? And it's like, all right. And then, like, come the rehearsal dinner. And at the rehearsal dinner, him and I shared a moment in the hallway outside of, I think that was him. Outside of, it's kind of a blur. I'm sorry. Outside of, like, the dinner place.
You're right, huh? You are right, because even like as you're talking, like we did. I'm like, oh yeah, we did.
We did.
Like so
And-
much happened during those 3 days.
And he, he grabbed my hands. Anthony has this thing with like grabbing my hands like this and talking to me, and he, telling me how much he was proud, how proud of me he was, and how much he loves me. And he cried, not
Why do
like
you forget
sobbed,
exact-
but he cried. And then the wedding day, during the first look, I went to Anthony first, and
I did the same thing. I grabbed you, but like the paws.
yeah, he grabbed my hands and he kissed my hands, and he probably, you probably told me how beautiful I looked or whatever. And then you put your like your head on our hands together, and I put my forehead against yours, and I was like, my bookend, and he started to cry.
Yeah,
And
that's why I lost
then-
my shit.
Yeah, and then he started to cry, and I'm like, okay,
And
I need
I
to
think
move
for
on.
him, that just let the floodgates go. Like
It
once that
did.
happened, he was
Oh,
done for the
absolutely.
rest of the day.
Yeah, and
That was
then
it. Yeah.
I didn't recognize anyone cry, and it's funny because I was facing the groomsmen.
Is she taking off her underwear?
No, I was taking off part of my outfit.
Oh,
Oh.
I didn't see.
I have pants on.
Okay, I didn't see the rest of the groomsmen because my focus was Isaiah.
Oh, yeah.
So, but seeing the pictures and the videos and everything, like you and you and Anthony were very much losing your minds, but Anthony surprised me of how emotional he was allowing himself to be, because he doesn't cry much, and when he does cry, it's like that actor cry. It's like that thing, and it's like, all right, this doesn't seem genuine, but it was genuine on the wedding day.
Well, I'll fuck myself, I suppose.
And and then he cried when he got home.
I
Yeah, and then
cried.
Sarah sent me a picture of him absolutely like losing his mind,
That
like,
photo's gonna go up on the
and I'm like,
episode
did
of the
someone
day.
shoot his cat? What's going on here?
First of all, it's gonna take a fucking grenade launcher to attack Garfield.
That's
Okay.
true.
Why? Why did you lose it like that?
Well, there was that moment I lost it, and then uh, mom and dad on the dance floor, and then they invite all of us out, and I lost it then as well.
Yeah, I
And
lost it then.
um, both moments, I was just overwhelmed. Like I was just overwhelmed with all this emotion because, yeah, I do. Yes, I am very pragmatic. I guess, in that idea that this is the way it is. It's supposed to be. Like, oh, grandma died. I'm like, oh, she was 102. Sucks that she's dead, but it is what it is. Things are very matter of fact with me. And at the same token, there are moments in my life where I feel like in this moment, I'm allowed to be as opposite of that as I possibly want to be. And Teresa getting married was one of those moments. I think losing someone you deeply care about. I think moments of extreme joy, like a wedding or a birth, you should be overwhelmed with your emotions and let them show without any, fear of judgment. But and the other thing, it's like, well, that's what it is. It's life. Well, what do you expect? She was 104. She's gonna die. Sucks. But like, if you deeply care about someone, you also should allow yourself to feel that and express that too.
Okay. Again,
Joey, what did you check out?
No, I appreciate Anthony being honest about it and like, upfront about that. And again, he would definitely the person I didn't expect to cry. The other person I didn't anticipate having such a reaction, and he further explained it to me like last night, was dad. And I know I'm his baby child, his baby girl, and I anticipated some type of emotional response, but when he turned and looked at me during the first look, he actually cried. And like he didn't tear up, he didn't laugh, he didn't smile, he cried as if he was like sad. But what happened was during the first look when he looked at me, all he saw was mama.
Absolutely.
And
Mm-hmm.
that shocked him because he
I think
turned
we
around and he was like, cuz I was talking to him about it last night, and he was like, I turned around and all I saw was my mother, and I didn't expect that. And obviously as his daughter getting married, the dress, whatever, I look beautiful, obviously. But like his reaction, part of that was because he was like, I saw my mom in you, and that was a little bit unexpected. So dad's reaction was more emotional than I anticipated it being as well.
I think we all saw um Mama in you. Um I mean, we grew up in her house every day. And it was always like when you walked into her bedroom, right across from the bedroom door was the framed picture of her and Pop's wedding day. So it's a
Mm-hmm.
picture that we have seen 1,000 times or more. And yeah, seeing you in that dress, it's like boom, like you get that flash of Mama. I got a flash of Mom because again, their wedding pictures hanging up on the wall. It's been there for the last 40 years, So it's like I see the women that I love, and I see their wedding photos, and then I see this as well. It's like I don't know. It's very overwhelming and emotional.
Well, no, I agree. What I think caught me the most about your wedding and why I was emotional is this is a new chapter for all of us.
Mhm.
Not just you, it's a new it's a and realizing when you come to the realization in your life there's a new chapter that is happening. Sometimes when you do get that realization, it punches you in the fucking face. And I think
Yeah.
that's what really hit me is that you know the whole situation of with losing everybody, and we go from that to
It's
that
next.
sadness to joy, overwhelming joy because we're all happy. It's like that chapter is closing. This is a new chapter. Everyone's going to be starting new ventures in their life, obviously probably within the next 2-3 years. You're going to be out of the house. You're going to be starting your own family with Isaiah.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a different aspect to, you know, our lives, you know, and, you know,
We
we
also
have,
we also we also haven't had like a good win, like a celebration win in a long time. Over the last
Right.
5 years, we've lost 7, 8 family members. You know what I mean? Um, not that we lost him, but like, Wes moved west. Josh, and he moved a little bit further north. We don't get to see them as often, so it's not like losing them, but still, it's a change. And we haven't had anything to make us feel like that, to clear like that darkness up a little bit. And I think that's what was really making me lose it a little bit more on the dance floor when we all hugged together, because I was like, this is our moment. Like, as a family, look where we got to.
Right.
And we went through a lot of shit in a very small period of time, and all of that is behind us. And this is the start of something new, and it's going to be fun. And this is our celebration.
Mm-hmm.
All right. No, hold on. Let me just get over here. Okay, Teresa's. Okay. What was everyone's absolute favorite moment for the wedding day? Teresa, we'll start with you because you are Mrs. Isaiah.
My favorite part of the wedding day?
If you can remember it.
I would say a highlight. I don't know about favorite, but a highlight would be how the family of us, our family joined on the dance floor. So that was organic. That wasn't actually meant to happen. What was meant to happen, so I got done with my dance with mom and I looked at her and I was like, "Don't hate me for this, but I love you. Happy anniversary." And then he called on dad and he started playing the Journey song. It was just supposed to be that, and then like whatever, the party would start. But what had happened was, when I was sitting at the sweetheart table with Isaiah, I saw you guys get up and like stand with each other. And as much as I wanted to sit with my new husband and be with him and watch, this happen, head on, I was like, I have to be with my siblings. Like, I just feel it in my heart that I should be there with them. Like, they shouldn't be without me, because I don't give a shit what anybody says. I know I'm married and I'm Mrs. Gonzalez, but I'm always gonna be a Caiola kid, and that's always gonna be where my heart is. And my heart is with my siblings and with my family, and Isaiah is my family now, so he's included in that. But I was like, to hell with sitting here. I need to be with my siblings who are absolutely losing their minds. So when I went over by you guys, then I was like, well, why don't I bring them to the side of the dance floor? Because when mom and dad come off, we can all hug and embrace, and that'll be that. But the DJ saw us standing on the side of the dance floor, and he took it upon himself to invite us onto the dance floor to join the dance.
The only
Oh,
good
So
thing
neat.
he did that night.
yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
So he was the one who invited that in. I know. He was the one who invited that in, and then I was like, "Well, we need Caden," and then we eventually got Uncle Bubba. So how that happened really satisfied me, because I was like, it's not awkward. It's I also felt like it was that moment was kind of like a chapter turning or closing for us, where we did go through all this hardship and all this bullshit the last 5, 6, 7 years, whatever. And now, like, this is a joyous celebration where we can drop a pin and kind of move forward. Um, so that was a highlight for me. The other highlight for me was um probably the moments before walking down the aisle. Obviously, seeing Isaiah and his reaction was everything that I've ever wanted from a man to how to react to me. It was literally a dream come true. But the moments before walking down the aisle and that anticipation.
His fucking hands are sending me.
What is
Huh?
he doing?
I have a question from Teresa.
What? We didn't have
Did
sex
you?
the wedding night.
No, I didn't say that. I
Oh.
wasn't going to ask you that. You told me that something was going to happen from point A to point B. Did that happen?
What did I tell you?
It was you follow immediately after the I do's, but before you get to the hall.
Can you
I'll
just
text
say
you
it?
off. I'll text you offline.
Okay. Was it
Are
sexual?
are you asking her if she gave him Roadhead in the car to the assembly?
Yes.
Yes, I am, because she fucking said she was going to.
I
She was like,
didn't. I didn't.
like, this was like 6 months ago. She pulled me aside, and you were talking about the way she was like, well, the way I'm gonna give the back of my hey. And she's
No,
like,
I
what? I'm like,
couldn't.
I'm gonna revenge you. I said, I'm gonna fucking remember that.
Yeah, I couldn't because sorry, mom and dad, by the way, because they're gonna watch this. I apologize. Anyway, I didn't.
I'm the one who brought it up. I should be
I
apologizing, but
can
I
hear
won't.
Dad's reaction right now. I think I'm gonna puke.
I didn't. We didn't have like. I wouldn't do that anyway. Even though he was. Never mind.
He was
Cheers,
fucking
Anthony.
sexy.
So
I will tell you this right now.
he
That
looked
man
very
was
good.
scrumdiddlyumptious.
He
Okay,
did look very good. So other than
Who?
Isaiah, other
Oh.
than
that
seeing his
man was
reaction
bonerific.
when he turned and looked at me and he was crying and he was emotional, which was picture perfect. Why it was favorite for me is because the anticipation and the butterflies I got walking up to the
And
door with dad
Bishop.
and then opening the door and walking down the aisle, all of that just flooded away. It just left my system. I had no anxiety. I had no, I don't want to say no butterflies. I was excited, to see him and finally see him after the whole day not seeing him. But it all left my body because I'm like, I just knew in my bones that this is right. This is what's supposed to happen. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is who I'm supposed to be with. And the fact that it just flooded my system and I saw him and he looked at me the way he did, it was spectacular.
Speaking of the man,
He's absolutely destroying.
he is coming in right now. You're sitting on the
Anthony's in
outside
here
there,
twice.
Bro. Yeah.
Isaiah.
He can't hear you. You need a headset for him. You can't hear Amanda and Anthony.
Yeah, hold on.
So Isaiah's here. It gets too late.
It's too late. I don't know when you guys are gonna call me in here. How far did we get?
Not very. But it's, I mean,
I don't want
For Betty Bop.
so we're not gonna mention them
well, we already kind of mentioned the DJ.
by name.
No.
Okay, cool.
For Betty Bye
No, of course not. No, but yeah.
This camera mine.
This one, yeah, that one. We're also recording still, so just be mindful.
Just I like this. Dear John.
Anthony, stop.
Can you hurry up?
Yes, good. Hurry up.
Why didn't you have this set up already?
Why is she whining?
You were gonna set it up in the middle of the thing.
Can they hear him?
Is that your tooth?
Oh, they're high. That's why. They're both high.
I don't know what you're talking about, Teresa.
Oh, look at Joey's ass.
the
Oh,
fuck?
that's his arm. I thought that was his
Thank
ass.
you. Can you hear them?
I thought that was Joey's ass.
Huh?
I thought that was Joey's ass. It was his armpit.
I know.
Damn.
Joe Caiola. I'm not Joe Caiola. It's all on.
It's got a 5 head.
You have to look at the camera in order to do that.
Stop it, Isaiah.
He pulled out lube.
Oh no. Can you guys hear me?
No.
I can hear you off of Teresa's microphone.
I'm not plugged in yet. Hello. ABC 123. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
All right, they can hear me now. Jopey.
All right, so me,
Uh,
Are you gonna restart the segment, or are you just gonna?
No, just gonna float. We're gonna flow
Okay.
in. All right, so
we have
now
plenty of beef footage now.
that we have Mr. Isaiah, say hello,
Fuck
Mr.
off.
Isaiah.
Hello.
So, what was everyone? You just came in. We just asked everybody what their favorite moment of the wedding was. Teresa
N-
gave her.
I didn't
favorite.
answer.
We're
Can you
Tina-
let me continue
he
being
gets-
the fucking host before you start your beak trap opening?
I can't hear
Fake.
Joey on my.
You have to take one.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
you
All
I
right,
can't hear
gotcha.
him either.
Okay,
Gotcha.
so Anthony, what was your favorite moment of the day?
Why does she keep turning off her fucking camera? Anyway,
My favorite moment of the day. My favorite moment of the day was when I forgot the boutonnieres, and I had to run back to the hotel with Caden.
Oh, did you find
they
out about
told
that?
me like a week later.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
I didn't
So-
even know that happened.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
They
I
actually
mean-
mentioned it on the wedding day, and
we
I was
forgot
like,
the boot
"What?"
shoes.
Yeah.
And they're like, "Yeah, we'll talk about it later." I was like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
Of all the wonderful things that happened, and the moments, the first look, and the dance floor, and just even like spending the morning arguing with politics with Joey, or in the pool with Izzy and Caden, like the whole day was great.
That was my least favorite part when they started talking about politics and
Oh,
stuff.
and they were like hanging out with them in general.
Oh, okay.
But it was just my least favorite part when they just started talking about politics. I was like,
It's
why
so
are we talking
annoying.
about this?
Yeah.
Fair,
We'll just
Fair.
go fuck ourselves.
Yeah.
fair. But the like when he looked at me, when Izzy looked at me and went, "Hey, where's the boutonnieres?" I went, "Oh, I got
Yeah.
you."
Yeah.
Immediately, I grabbed Caden, like, "You're going with me, fucking, you're young, you're faster than I am."
That was
I
so
just
funny because at the
pulled
hotel
ass.
room, they were Joey, Caden, and Anthony were getting ready to leave because we were leaving at the time that you told us to, but nobody was at the church yet. So that's when you were telling us, hey, you might as well just wait. The guys were getting ready to leave, and Anthony had the pack of boutonnieres in his hand. So I had them sit back down again until you called us back and said, okay, it's time to go. And then we all just left, but Anthony put down the boutonnieres and they were never to be seen again until we had to put them on, which was at the church.
Yes.
So
Why didn't you put them on in the hotel?
because
No, it was just
we had ours on, but like
yeah.
Janito's, my
Oh,
dad's,
okay. Yeah, 'cause
Pedro's,
they weren't
like
there
they were
yet.
still in the box.
Right.
So Anthony had them in his hand, but then when we for real left, we haven't seen them until
So,
we wanted them.
Who did you go to the church? Whose car?
I went with Nate, and then they
Okay.
went
He
in a
went
separate
with
car.
Nate.
Yeah,
And then I think it was me, Joey, and Caden.
which
And then
I prefer that it was good that way.
Got
It
it.
worked out great.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, and when he
Yeah,
said,
we figured that was gonna be the way anyway. Like
Mhm.
we
Yeah.
went into it was like we know Isaiah's probably go with Nate and me, Anthony, and Caden. Yeah, I made sure out of everyone, I was like, I'm sticking with Anthony and Anthony's car. Anthony is my ride the entire day.
Yeah.
I made sure that I said, let everyone else fight over Amanda. I said, Anthony is sticking. I'm sticking. Nope, that's not happening. I'm not going in anybody else's car. I
Got
don't
it.
care.
Yeah,
So
yep. And then he said to me, where are they? And I was like, oh, fuck. I grabbed
Yeah.
Caden. Actually, the first stop was out to Nate's car. And this was right after, I had to leave right after the first look. So,
Yeah.
like, we did the first look, and then I was like,
yeah. Then he
I was
rushed
like,
out.
oh, because like he was like, I need the boutonnieres. I was like, oh fuck, and then like, hey, they need you for the first look. I was like, ah, shit. So I went and did the first look, broke down,
that's true.
had my moment. So and then
He
like, we
wiped those
went to
tears
Gra-
away and said, "All right, time to lock
I'm like-
in," and then left.
dude, I was a man on a mission. Had to go to Nate's car to get the room key.
Yeah,
Which I'm like, he's like, it's in my wallet in the center console. Like, men give exact strict orders. It's like, hey, it's somewhere in the back. Fuck that noise. In my wallet, in the console, it's in the third pocket. Found
Yeah.
that shit. Gave it to Caden. Raced over there. He ran inside. Obviously came out. the whole time there was traffic. It literally was a 20-minute run. So I
Yeah.
was like, the whole time I was like, get me to the church on time. It was great. Favorite
yeah.
moment.
Okay. Oh, my blood pressure's pumping. Amanda, what was your favorite moment?
I would have to say when I saw you guys do your first dance. That was my favorite moment because right then and there, that's also too, I realized it's like, wow, that's my little sister, she's married and she's going to be having her own life. And I loved watching love. That's, if that makes sense. So yeah, that was my favorite part.
I think my favorite part was the dances too. I mean, seeing my mother and my father dance was a lot. Like that was a lot.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's different. I'm pretty sure when I get the video, like we get the video back from the photographer, I'm pretty sure like our first dance is gonna be like a great moment. Like just watching it, like third person through a screen. But like getting to sit back and watch my parents dance, like that was really heavy. Like
Yeah.
that was good. So I think in total, like my dances were the favorite part of the reception. My favorite part of the ceremony, um, mm, is like when I turned around and saw you. That was pretty heavy as well. I was trying not to ugly cry, but I did, and I know they got it on camera. So we're gonna see that in 4K. Um, but
AI upscale.
probably vows, because there was so much going on, like in the background, like people were choking up and like crying like super heavy. But I don't know. It's just it's hard to pick a favorite, but the whole like walking down the aisle and then turning around, seeing you, having our parents involved, like having our mothers bring up the rings. I think that was really special. And then having our fathers do the unity candle. Like, we set it up in a way where we could try to have a lot of people involved
Right.
as much as we can. And we found out that it's really hard to get people to kind of go along with this. But, all in all, we tried our best, and actually I feel like it worked out great.
I think the ceremony was. Now, I wasn't upstairs for a great majority of the pre-ceremony, like the getting ready and getting people lined up. So I can't talk to that. I don't want to know because the day is over, so it doesn't really affect me any longer. But from what I've seen, I think the ceremony was the smoothest part of the whole day
Yeah,
because
that worked out great.
once everybody walked down, and then I was just telling them before you joined, I had, a little bit of anxiety and a little bit of maybe like adrenaline walking up to the door with my dad. And then once the doors opened and I saw the people that were there, everybody was standing up, lined up, you were turned around, David was there, like everybody was in their place. All of the anxiety, adrenaline, nervousness, everything just kind of like away from me. Because I felt in that moment, I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what's supposed to happen. It's going to be fine. We're here. We made it. We're doing it. There's no more preparing. There's no more getting ready and telling people what to do and don't do this, but do that. They're where they're supposed to be. And all I need to do is walk down to you. And that was probably like my favorite little segment of the ceremony because it was just easy at that point.
Yeah.
So,
And I think what made it easier is we got in that mindset that we were expecting the worst. Just we were expecting for everything to be a circus. Like the groom, like one of the groomsmen be on the side of the bridesmaids, like standing on the other side, somebody hitting cartwheels in the corner. Just some stupid
shit.
stuff. Yeah, people smoking in the church or something. Like,
Yeah.
just dumb stuff. Like we were just expecting that
This bitch
things
licking her
weren't
toenails?
things weren't gonna work out. So
No.
when we got when we got there, and we did I think the rehearsal was such like a vital part, and like running the rehearsal back, because we did the rehearsal twice.
Yeah.
So, and then running it back, then we were able to like solidify, okay, this was going to happen. And then the rehearsal dinner, like we were still talking about it at the rehearsal dinner. So I think like that helped out tremendously. But I mean, as far as like the ceremony, I think the ceremony worked out great.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I think
No,
that was awesome.
I agree. I my favorite part, at least my favorite part of the entire 3 days, was after the um after the rehearsal dinner when we chilled in the room
Oh,
just
hanging out
playing
with
the
Eric.
game.
Yeah.
I that's because that's more us.
Hmm.
That is just why is she laughing?
I
You're not
think you
you're not
started.
having to entertain anybody else. You're not having to, you know, you're just being yourself with the people you love, and that was important. Why is she tweaking?
I don't know. She's tweaking the fuck out right now.
I think that your video skipped and you were making a funny face. It skipped for me. All of a sudden we just went to and like that was pretty funny.
Okay.
But then it cleared itself
The
up.
cameras are trying their best. They're fighting for their life, but they're trying.
Okay. Anywho, um, so
I will say, I did cry when Natalie and Jose danced.
But yeah, that
Mm.
was a
I cried like a little. I think I cried more at that dance than I did the entire night,
See, that's
Which
yeah.
is
like that's the wonderful thing about like everything about that
Oh,
day.
his audio cut out. I can't hear him.
Even me forgetting the boutonnieres, I'm like,
can't
this
hear
is
you, Ant.
exactly like the
There we
best
go.
way. Like this is the best way everything could have possibly happened. Right? There was no weirdness or awkwardness between anyone at the ceremony and anyone at the reception. Everyone vibed and enjoyed themselves, and just like there was no bullshit. At least from what I remember, there was no bullshit. I'm sure there's things that have come out that I'm not privy to. That's it's an alternate take on history. But from what I remember, I just enjoyed every aspect of that night. Once we were upstairs, when we were downstairs, I still felt this like from the cocktail hour. Still felt this need to go check in on everyone, make sure everyone is okay. I don't know why the fuck I felt that. Like I should have just been enjoying myself, but I was bopping from like cousin table to the Freedmans to
No,
the
I felt the
it's
same
just like
way. So
I felt like I had to play security until you guys got there and you guys were okay.
He went out again. Yeah.
well,
I didn't. I was eating.
he
Joey
has
also lagged. Oh, Joey was lagged. Okay.
he has horrible internet connection. We all know this. So his shit is in
Okay.
and out. So let's talk about the pre-wedding madness.
Okay.
So here's the thing: we're not going to
Uh-huh.
name names.
No, of course not.
We're not going to give really bad takes, anything like that. So let's talk about the prep, the getting ready, the photos, the last minute chaos. Who was the biggest diva that morning? And Teresa, we'll start with you.
Diva? Like the morning of the wedding?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody really was a diva. I mean, you guys weren't there, so you can't attest to it. Only me and Amanda were there. But I think everybody that morning was pretty chill. The only thing I'll say, and I'm gonna shout her out because I really don't give a fuck. The only thing at the very end of getting ready, Tanya was kind of tweaking a little bit, but it wasn't because of anything like she could control. So she was kind of, and I kind of looked at her and I was like, you need to fucking relax. Like, you look beautiful. You look absolutely stunning. Like, you don't need to worry about this anymore. Cause she wanted something fixed with her hair and I'm like, you need to calm down. Like, we're now on a time crunch with the photographer. We need to get to where we need to go. Like, you look beautiful. You don't have to worry about your look. But as far as like getting ready, I think getting ready was really smooth. I mean, everyone who got their hair and makeup done, they all showed up on time, hung out, had breakfast, talked bullshit. Like it was really chill. It was just really fun. Like I don't think anybody was a diva, to be honest.
All right,
Yeah.
Isaiah.
No, I don't. Not anybody to be like a diva. I mean, everybody was rolling with the punches pretty good. I mean, for anybody out there that's gonna go through wedding planning, I think one thing you got to understand is not everything is gonna be perfect, and when things do go wrong, you know, don't panic and make a scene about it because then you're creating this chaos. If you kind of roll with the punches and you just go with it, then it just seems perfect. Like there was no problems. Everybody else that came as a guest to the wedding that, they just had a seat, whatever it is. The wedding went perfect because nobody was complaining. There was no chaos. There was no screaming. There was no yelling, so as far as that went fine. But if you're going to blow up and start having an attitude and start yelling at one of the vendors, then, you're creating a problem the wedding ended up being, you know, terrible.
Yeah.
You know, so something went wrong. But as far as like the guys, I don't think anybody, as far as the guys, were being divas.
It was Caden.
Caden, no. What?
Yeah, Caden's a
Look at my
diva.
face. I got stuck.
Yeah, I don't think Kaden was. I don't think.
No, Caden was fine.
Caden
We
had
tried
his
to. We was
Caden
trying to.
had his own barber show up to hotel.
No,
That
that
is a
was my.
diva
That was
fucking
my
move.
barber.
That was Isaiah's barber.
That was my barber.
Oh, I
But,
didn't even see him
but
do
Caden
anything to
had to
you.
have his hair cut.
Speaking of,
Speaking of the grandma, you shall appear.
Yeah, that afro there, that thing was a problem. Like that thing was a problem. It was so much of a problem that the barber showed up, and my man couldn't speak English, and he was trying our best to tell us that this is too much. I can't cut this. And I never heard a barber ever say that in my life, saying that I can't cut this. And I'm like, oh man, this is it right here. This is where we're gonna start having an issue. And the barber was gonna pack up and leave. Like, he started putting his clippers and everything away, and he was just gonna leave. Then I was like, no, like, you got to do something. Like, you know, this kid needs help. So he shaped him up, fade him up a little bit on the sides and the back, and then sent him on his way.
that also I'd like to mention was something that went incredibly a lot smoother than I anticipated was the hotel. Like, the hotel staff was really nice. They let us do whatever we want. We had people come over, Tanya, the barber, like people who were coming over, whatever. They sent up extra chairs. They were really, like, the downstairs people, like the concierge was really nice. Like, the check-in process was even like a lot smoother than I anticipated it being. Like, everything was really, with the hotel, was really smooth. The room worked out for us getting ready. I mean, it was a bit small, but it wasn't a problem necessarily. Yeah, I thought it was great.
Thank God for that we decided on the extra room.
Yeah.
Like, splitting it with Joey and getting an extra room. Because if we didn't, like, trying to figure this out all in one room was going to be, like, crazy.
It wouldn't have been all in one room because we still had Aunt Danny's room and then our room and Mom's room. So you would have still had your own room with the boys.
No,
but
I know that. Yeah, you
me
guys.
getting ready, it was so much more efficient since I had a room that was completely clean because Aunt Danny made sure that her room stayed spotless. So when I went to put my dress and stuff on, when I went to get dressed, the hair and makeup artists were still packing up and leaving. So if I was getting ready in that room, then the photographers would have also been in the same room as the hair and makeup artist, and they would have been trying to maneuver around them. So having Aunt Danielle's room as the clean room just to have my dress in and have everything in allowed the photographers to get like the flat lays and the detail shots of the dress and all of that. So that was extremely beneficial. Like, and then when I was ready to get dressed, I just went into that room. Amanda, Tanya, and Mom helped me get dressed. Well, really Mom and Amanda, but Tanya got dressed in that room too.
Yeah.
And it wasn't cluttered. I was able to put my dress on. And I'm just going to say it. I think I shocked myself because Amanda was there. I don't think I was a diva at all. Like,
no, you actually were not a bride.
Yeah.
You were very chill, like not bridezilla at all.
Yeah, like I was chilling. I was having fun. I was singing. We were playing Wicked. I ate.
The photographer told me that when he came in the room, he was like, she's good up there. Like, she's chilling. And then when we went to the ceremony, David was telling me, like, yo, she's good. Like, you know, there's no need to worry about it, because when we were all upstairs, like, lining up and I had the mic on, I was talking with Joey, some other people there. I think I was talking to J Money too. That I was like, yo, like, I wonder how Teresa's doing. Like, I hope she's not freaking out right now. You know, is there somebody there with her?
Eating nuggets.
and then David was like, oh no, she's doing perfect, I'm telling you. And I'm like, okay, cool. So
I was literally downstairs eating McDonald's.
Yeah.
I'm literally seeing like the inside the NFL like hot mic, like the cameras in the corner, like you just see the dude guys like, I hope she's right. I hope she's good. Then it immediately cuts Teresa in the wedding dress. Like,
literally. But it was like, I told Amanda in the car right over to the church, I'm like, I'm sorry, but can you please order me something to eat? And she's like, I got you. So she got me a 6-piece, which I only had like 3 nuggets out of, but that's neither here nor there. And I had the first look with Dad, and then the food got there, and I'm like, bring that shit downstairs right now.
I could
because
go for
all I
some
had
nuggies
for
right
dinner.
now.
all I had for breakfast was a bagel. Like I had nothing else other than bagel and coffee, and I'm like, I need
No,
like
we fucked that
meat.
breakfast bar up. We
Yo,
fucked that
that
breakfast bar
hotel breakfast
up.
was good. Like
It was
that should have been the
alright, I
move. Like
mean,
we should have just
wasn't
figured out
all
a
that.
time to like you go down there have breakfast, and then we go down there and have breakfast because it was good.
Yeah.
Like I would have been pissed off if I just had bagels and cream cheese for breakfast.
I mean, the bagels were fantastic. Don't
I
get me
would've been
wrong.
pissed.
Donuts
No,
too.
listen, they were donuts, bagels, coffee, and they got Carlos bagels, which are my favorite. But
I
it
might
was
stop in
that.
there tomorrow just for that breakfast. That breakfast was good.
But
Hey,
from
yo.
getting ready and everything, I didn't have any type of like meat or like protein, and I'm like, I need
Pause.
something.
Yeah.
So she ordered me McDonald's, and I went downstairs, and I was literally sitting in my wedding dress, like eating it up.
See, to me, that
Was
is
there anybody down there with you?
Periodically, for a long time before the ceremony actually started, it was Tanya and Brandon.
Okay.
So I was talking with them, bullshitting with them. They really ease a lot of, tension, I guess. Periodically Carrie would pop in and Janessa, and sometimes I think Amanda came down there like once, but she was
I
upstairs.
didn't go down there at all.
Oh, well then it must have been just Carrie and Janessa, but yeah, I had the nuggies, and then when I went for the first look with the boys, I brought my soda with me. I was finishing a nuggie. Actually, Carrie took a nuggie out of my fingers and ate it.
Oh,
And I was like, if I wasn't in a wedding dress, you'd get slapped right now.
gotcha.
And I brought my soda with me and I gave it to somebody. I was like, hold this. I need to do the first look. And then I did the first look and I went downstairs and then my nuggies were gone. So
See, very matter of factly, hold this. I have something to do.
literally. And I hope they cleaned it because I left the McDonald's bag downstairs in the basement.
Well, that is your churchly donation.
Yo, I did
sweet.
go down there for something. I went down there to get, I think, your sandals,
Yes,
like after.
my shoes, yeah.
And somebody's purse was just bust open, like things all over the place. And I knew it was Tanya's because one of her rocks were there on the edge of the table.
The demon beacon?
The demon beacon. And I'm like, yo, this is wild to have in a church. Just
So-
like out.
Tanya has the demon beacon. Amanda has the devil Pokemon card.
Yeah, demon Pokemon cards, yeah.
I wonder
Oh,
why
I-
no.
her purse was busted
And I
open.
introduced
It was
and
did
I
she bring like
introduced
a black
everybody.
purse? Because I saw it. It was like there, like a rock and like a black purse with everything on the table.
I don't remember.
Somebody was doing a ritual like after or something like that because
I don't remember her having a purse at all, to be honest.
I don't know.
And if she did, she left it in her car.
and it looked like that brown rock, the one that she brought over here, which I don't know if it's still here or not.
No, she took it back.
Okay, it looked like that, like the brown rock just there.
I don't know. Anyway,
All right. Well, I completely forgot my fucking train of thought.
we were talking about favorite parts of the day.
No, I
No,
know. but
divas.
I had a
Oh, divas.
I had a thought, which I guess we'll just move on to the next segment then. Who gave you guys? And this is just a question for you guys. Who gave you guys the best pep talk for the day? Isaiah, we'll start with you.
I'll be right back.
Joe, give me your Kit Kat.
Dear God. Who gave me the best pep talk? Well, I know it wasn't my dad, it wasn't my cousin. I don't think my dad really said much. It was my cousin. Nathaniel, on the way to the church, me and him exchanged a few words. Mainly me telling him that, be patient. The same thing could happen to you, basically, and just tell him how I felt at the moment. And just him, usually what he does is, I don't know, he kind of gives me like praise, like, you're doing so good. Like, I'm proud of you. Like, this is fantastic.
Well, you're his idol. That's
Yeah. I wouldn't go as far as that,
why.
but
Sure.
he was, mainly he does that, but I'm trying to remember who gave me a pep talk. Your dad sneaks it in there a lot of times, so I'm more than sure he came up to me and said a few words. I know after the fact he did, because he, and saying he's so proud to call me son-in-law and stuff like that. But before the fact, I mean, just you guys collectively, just your presence, just being there, just gave me confidence because, like, when it was just me and Caden in the room, Caden, he sits there on his phone and whatever it is, like, I was panicking. you know. And then that's when your mom came down to grab something from the room, and then me and her started talking, and I just started crying. And I was, she pep talked me there, like everything's gonna be okay, like you're gonna be fine, we're happy, this is a joyous moment, take it all in. And, she helped me at that point because I think that's where it was the roughest for me. When like you left the room, Joey and Anthony both left for some reason. I forgot what it was. They ended up taking like super long for some reason.
They went to Anthony's house to get swimming trunks.
Yeah, we went to go get the swimming
Yeah,
trunks.
and then they stopped for something. I don't know what it was, but they took like insanely long. So
Something for Sarah.
yes, yeah, I don't know. I forgot what it was. But like that moment, because I didn't need to do anything. It was too early for me to get ready. We already ate, we already was at the pool, whatever it is. And I had to get ready last because of the things with the photographer. So I just had all this time ahead of me. So I was just like insanely nervous. But when I had all the guys in the room, just like all of them there, and we started getting ready, it made me feel better. So that ended up working out for me.
Teresa?
Um, I've gotten a lot of pep talks. I got a lot of pep talks the whole morning getting ready. Amanda, mom, both my aunts, everyone's, everyone was there. Um, it got to a point where it was so much pep talks and you could do this, and it's like not that I didn't need it, because, a pep talk is a pep talk. It's extremely welcomed, but it was one of those things that's like, I'm not nervous about this, and I don't need, I didn't need somebody to be like, well, this is what you do, and everything's going to be okay, and you're going to, it's going to happen, and this is going to go great, because I knew it was going to go great. So it sounds a little cunty, to be honest with you, to say like, oh no, because everyone's words were greatly appreciated, but it was one of those things that was like, yeah, I know
Get
it's
it. You
gonna,
don't have to tell me.
yeah, exactly. It was like, I know
She's
gonna
doing
go
dishes.
great. I'm extremely confident. It's because it originates from the fact that I've always been very confident in me and Isaiah. So the pep talk of like, you're gonna do this, and you're gonna be beautiful, and you're gonna walk down the aisle, and it's gonna be a great day, and blah blah blah. Yeah, I know that. And like, I know I said it the entire day, but like, I was locked in. I was like, this is gonna happen. This is gonna go great. This is gonna be seamless. I know. Like, you don't have to keep telling me this. Like, let's just get ready and do whatever. When we were downstairs in the basement, right before we went upstairs, it was just me and dad. And I looked at dad and I was like, he was like, how are you feeling? I'm like, I'm feeling fine. I just want to see him. Like, I miss him. All I want to do is see him. Like, I'm tired of this not seeing him and avoiding him, all this bullshit. I just want to be with him. And dad was like, you're going to. You got to give yourself a couple minutes. It's going to be great. Just give yourself some time. So that little moment helped because it eased my annoyance that I wasn't with him and I was missing Isaiah. But as far as a pep talk regarding getting ready or like getting married, everyone gave me a piece of their mind. So I can't really pinpoint somebody who helped and eased me because I really didn't need easement. I needed, let's just get ready and have fun kind of deal, because when it came down to the wire, I knew that it was going to be okay.
Okay.
That sounds really
No,
shitty, but
I
that's
get it.
just how I felt.
No, I get it. I really do. All right. So these next two segments are really not about the wedding. They're more about siblings and flashing back and having all of us remember. And then the segment after that is talking about Isaiah personally, just by himself. Okay.
You're just talking to him directly?
Yeah. Well, not him directly, but us
Talking
as
about Isaiah.
talking about Isaiah. Okay. So this is the siblings and Isaiah. If you want to chime in, as you've known us for the last, what is it, 7
Almost
years
7
now?
years.
Almost 7 years. If you could see, like, yeah, I could see this growing up, give in your 2 cents, okay? So this is for all the siblings. And Teresa, we'll start with you. What's your earliest memory of all of us together that still makes you laugh?
Earliest is a weird word. Um I don't know. I mean, it's weird because
Okay.
earliest is a weird. There's many moments that make me laugh, and of us together, but they're more recent. They're not really early or like long ago. I don't know how to.
Approach that question.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, I don't have an answer.
All right, so just give us a moment then.
I mean, I
Just-
think the one thing that just pops into my head, and it's just because it's to me, it's just so funny, was when we were. It was like within the last year, and we were at Anthony's house, and we were all. Honestly, I don't even know if you were there. You might have been, but if you weren't, whatever. We were must have been watching wrestling or something, and Anthony stepped on Garfield. Amanda has that video.
Yeah.
Yes, I still watch it time and time
And
again.
she just like the Garfield screamed and everyone just started laughing. That was so funny. And it was also the other time, I mean, Amanda wasn't there, but it was Anthony was talking about the pizza, and he was like, it has this on it, it has that on it, it has like anchovies and onions and peppers. And Joey's like, I don't like onions, I don't like anchovies, and I don't like you. And it was so seamless. I think I like choked. I was laughing so hard. So early memory, I can't pinpoint at this very moment. I'd have to sit and think about it. But those are two that come to mind right now. But I have hundreds within the last probably 15 years of me being a person that you guys actually care to be around. So
okay. Amanda, what is yours?
I, I have to agree with Teresa that earliest is something that I can't sit here and say earliest because, again, to Teresa's point before, there's so much age gap between all of us that we really, when we were younger, we didn't really do a lot of things together. So, I mean, I could sit here and say family vacations, but I don't have a specific memory of a family vacation where all four of us together and we had a funny moment. So, I could really only pinpoint to the last couple of years. Going to Anthony's house and everybody just all being together, laughing, joking. The cat, stepping on the cat, stepping on the cat definitely comes up where you start laughing. But it's also the moments where I have with Anthony by myself, where, is that your tooth and stuff like that. Like, there's just so many moments that I have with everybody individually. Why are you making that face, Joey?
I'm not making a face. I'm just looking.
Like Teresa and I, when I used to drive her to work, there was a time we were driving down, was it MacArthur Boulevard or
when the guy cut
what?
you off,
No, Camp Ave. And we're driving down and we have the windows open and we're singing or whatever. And a rock came through my window and hit Teresa on the.
it was like a tiny little pebble, and it literally shot me in the face, like right here. And I like stopped talking, and I looked at Amanda, and I was like, "Hello."
It literally came through my window and then went past my nose. I don't know how anybody can miss that. And hit her right on her cheek. And she just sat there and she was just like, huh?
Like,
I think I just
really
been
weird.
shot.
It was really weird. But there was a lot of like times with Amanda, and like again, and before Anthony, because it's probably gonna be long winded anyway. The, it was I have also incredible moments with each of you individually. Like with Amanda, it's our car rides going to work, or her picking me up from work from ShopRite and being irritated, or going through drive-throughs and not having patience with anybody. Anthony, it's the going to the plays with him, like doing that. Like last spring, I went to a lot with him, and oh my god, just talking about it and just bullshitting about so much fun. And Joey, anytime we're together, like we always have moments where, especially like driving, and I fuck with you and I hit my brake and you slide forward. My favorite. Anyway, Anthony.
I
I
love this.
Well, I do agree with everyone with the sentiment that like we have really impactful moments with one-on-one experiences. Jesus Christ, Amanda.
Because I'm
Yes.
just remembering a time of me and Joey in the car and he was fighting my seatbelt.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically all your favorite moments of me is me being fat. Cool, gotcha.
Yo. This is crazy.
I do have a memory that I don't know if you say earliest. It's a weird way to say that, but like it was when we were coming back home from Florida, and that night when the lights went out and we were all huddled in the fucking hotel room and we all started laughing because the lights went out again. And it was like, it was it was like the whole family was in on that joke. But like, yeah, especially the four of you or the four of us, because it's like, we started dying. And it's like, it's like, it was so funny that we couldn't fall asleep. And every time, like, it got a little quiet and someone started laughing again and just started happening again. I think we all took turns doing that. So that's one of my favorite, like, I get early memories, but we all have a lot of like one-on-ones that are just fucking,
I don't remember
Well, I
that.
could
they
say
stick out.
an early memory for all of us when we all used to be able to go into one hotel room. So when we went away, who would
Yeah, it was so
always
much
wind up
fun.
on the floor?
Joey.
Joey
Joey
would.
always got the
Joey would
floor.
be on. Hello.
Does he have a bonnet?
Did she not know he was there?
No, I did not.
Afro Man appeared out of nowhere.
Joey versus the raccoon last night.
Yo, that video came. That was so funny. I was like, what the fuck is he jumping for?
Well,
Are you taking your fiber pills?
I do have a
Why are you
memory.
outing this poor kid? Not the fiber pills.
What the
Come here.
That means some fucking Oprah if it needs fiber.
I do have a memory, but this
Put it in
memory
your-
does include Isaiah. Yeah. The memory that I have is one of my favorite moments when we went to the beach and he started digging.
Oh.
I dig.
Traviando.
I'm still
It's a
like,
little racist,
like-
so it's okay.
I still fucking die to that fucking moment.
Yes, I can hear it.
But again,
Can you hear it? Oh, we both can hear it.
we can't hear him.
Yes.
Though. To our individual ones, you know, Anthony and I, we have our own language.
Yeah.
It's Anthony pisses me off, and then I piss him off, and then we just go back and forth from there. Amanda and I, again, each of us, we all have our own language with each other. Amanda and I are just fucking goofy with each other. Like, we never take
Yes.
anything real serious, and she's just
Yeah, but
like,
you guys fight like no tomorrow. When you two fight, you two fight.
well, because we're both
Yeah.
stubborn assholes. So, I mean,
Like, it's the best. It's like, ding, ding.
I don't think I've anyway.
Joey cannot let it go. Like,
No.
Joey cannot have, he can't be just like, okay, let her have the last word. He has to have the last word.
no.
Joey has to have the last word. That's
Fuck
what
that
pisses
bitch.
me off.
Put her in the ground, okay? That's my whole thing, okay? But no, Amanda and I, we've had some funny moments. Like,
Where'd you get the Snickers from?
I've had Snickers and
Yo.
Kit Kat. I brought
Oh.
them both down. But Amanda and I, we have our funny moments. You know,
Of course.
She again, it's finding her in the car with the fucking belt and everything.
What do I
like
do
that.
to you every time we go to a drive-through? And I'm like, Joey, what do you want? I'll have a 20-piece nugget, a large fry, and a large Coke. And I'll look at him and go, no, you don't need large, Joey. There's no reason why you need that.
Yo, there's no reason.
Meanwhile, the
I mean,
person
me
in
and
the
Joey also have our own little thing. What do I say to you every time you're in my living room? Every time you leave, or I leave, clean up your shit.
Oh no!
Every time.
Well, no. See, for you and I, it's more of you have no patience for me.
I have absolutely no patience with you.
like with anything.
No, I don't.
I could just say hi and be like, "Fuck you."
Because I don't know, you're arrogant and you get under my skin.
So
With Anthony, I don't fight with Anthony. I just ignore him. Like, I'll just be like, okay, anyway.
but that's what I do with Anthony. Also, I just tune him out.
And with
I
Amanda, my
completely
initial
and
reaction
utterly
is,
tune him out.
That's fair. That's fair. I tend to talk, and people don't want to hear what I have to say.
well, you talk a lot. That's the thing. And like,
I know it's verbal diarrhea.
yeah.
All right. Well, so here's a question. Which again, me and Anthony talked about this in the first episode. And we really didn't have an answer for it. But who is the most protective sibling growing up?
Amanda.
Huh? Amanda's the most protective, you
I
think?
think, yeah. Because Amanda will fight with you. Like, her and I will fight. Like, if me and Amanda are having a feud for whatever reason, we'll argue, fight, call each other names, this, that, and the third. But the second someone is ill towards me, and that could be go for you, Isaiah, and Anthony, Caden, whoever. But the second someone goes after, who's not family, goes after her family, like, she's a whole different person. Like, she'll drop,
Agreed.
like, okay, we have beef, whatever, but that person's fucking with you. Now I'm on your side fucking with that person or going after that person.
There's been many times where I've seen Amanda argue, like in family discussion, right? Arguing her point, and then it's like, oh, someone will bring up the third person. It's like, well, if he said that about Teresa, well, she just shut her fucking mouth. That's my sister. It's like amazing.
Very much, although we argue, or though she argues with everyone, she's
Oh my God.
she's very loyal to us, like protective. I mean, even growing up, like she's always been like, none to be fucked with. I mean, you and Anthony both have your protectiveness, but as the youngest sibling, I have this different perspective where, like, I really never needed protection because I was never bullied. I never had any issues in school. I mean, there was some girls in my class that Amanda didn't care for. And we know who they are.
Mhm.
Is this motherfucker meal prepping right now? I was gonna say the same thing.
No, I'm putting away my fucking dinner.
Oh. But you guys didn't really, there was no need
What
for
an Italian meal prep. Meatballs and ziti. This is gonna be his meal for the next week.
anyway,
And he's eating it off the counter.
there was no need for you and Anthony to be at my aid for any reason because I wasn't ever in danger, even when it came to dating. I mean, when I told you guys I was dating Isaiah, you were both, I mean, Joey had a little weird of a reaction, but Anthony
No,
was
no, no,
like,
no, 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 no. I don't think anybody had a weirder reaction than I did.
I mean, when it came to Isaiah, Joey had no, like, when it came,
Fuck.
why are you putting cheese on it? You put cheese on it after it heats up.
He's fucking psycho.
Anyway, when it came to meeting Isaiah for the first time, we were in the
Garage.
no, not the garage. We were outside.
St. Gerard's.
No, we were here, and Joey was putting chairs against the house. And I was like, Joey, this is Isaiah. Isaiah, this is my older brother, Joey. And he was like, what's up? And, like, continued walking away from him. And then at St. Gerard's with Mom's,
No, he continued folding that
the
flabby
chair.
ass the towel. He was
Yeah.
folding a towel.
It was a chair and a towel, something like that.
Yeah.
But when it came to St. Gerard's, Joey did not pay any mind to him either.
Oh, he didn't. Which now looking back at it is like, you obviously had a problem.
Yeah.
Because now seeing the type of person you are, he was like, that wasn't Joey the
No.
day of that party.
It was very weird. And
He was just walking around, and then, like, instead of sitting at the table, he was kind of like sitting behind the table.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, I refuse to sit with this person at the same table. And then I didn't notice it. I just thought, like, this is the type of person he is. Like, he's a kind of standoffish,
Kinda
type person. He keeps to himself. Anthony was nice. I don't remember too much of Amanda.
I don't really recall speaking with you at all.
Yeah, and
It was more of a hello and walking away.
yeah, but as far as like Joey, he wasn't the same person like
No.
he's been.
But now look at us. We all love you so much.
I mean, Anthony looked at him and said, "You, Youngblood, with me," because he needed to go to Mama's house to get the food. And that was his first introduction to Isaiah's first introduction to Anthony, and that was that from there on.
Yes.
Okay. This is a weird one, but I wonder what everyone's answer is going to be for this, because again, we don't really have a lot. But
I gotta go off camera for a minute.
As-
Hold on a minute.
Caiola Kids. Yeah. As Caiola Kids, we have our own chaos. So, what's one story that perfectly sums up the Caiola chaos, the Caiola Kids chaos?
That it can get really personal.
you guys have a thing for like significant others, which I don't know if you guys want to get into or not,
Oh, I
but
thought
a
you meant. I
lot of
thought.
things involve like boyfriends, girlfriends, or situationships, or just like I don't. It's just
No,
like
but what?
other
Can you
things.
elaborate?
No, because it's not my business.
Yes, I can.
I will
I'll
go as
speak
far
for
as
him.
that.
I know what
Very
he's talking
bland.
about.
The
I was.
I don't know. Can
I
I
was
say
thinking
names?
like.
You can say
Can
names.
I
I
say
was
names?
thinking like.
So the Joey and Destiny thing was wild to begin with. I
Oh.
think that was my favorite fight, was Joey and Amanda. Oh my god, this fight was so hilarious
I don't remember it.
because I was moved in at the
Ew, Amanda, you're all showing us on your camera.
I wasn't looking.
Oh!
Go
Oh!
away.
She's not
Go
wearing
away.
underwear
I
again.
was wearing underwear.
We saw Cooch.
Oh, it was
I
blacked
didn't.
out.
Thank God.
I saw
Joey,
Cooch.
have fun. Joey, have fun editing.
Now you have to put this on National Geographic.
Let's restart the questions.
But yeah, that was my favorite fight because was I living at the house at the
I
time?
don't. Which?
No,
wait,
not with
hold up.
Destiny.
Which fucking? Are you talking about?
It
You're
was
talking
the
about the
fight
Christmas?
where yes, Destiny came over for the Christmas
And I
party.
said,
Your dad
hell
and brother
no.
were here.
Right. She came over. Amanda had an attitude the whole night, and then
Amanda left.
Amanda's point.
No,
yeah,
I'll tell you
Amanda's
how that
point was
went
like,
down.
why is she here? Whatever it is, like, and then Joey was like defending Destiny like to the death.
And there was mom and dad set up a table in the hallway because we didn't have enough room in the
This was the
dining
time.
room.
Yeah, no, this was the time that there was a dining room.
Right, and they had a second table
So
in the
I
hallway.
was in the house.
You
Yeah, I was.
you were
Yeah,
here.
I was in the house.
It was probably the first Christmas you were here, 2021.
Probably. So I go upstairs and Joey's like,
you can bleep out names.
Joey's like screaming his lungs out, like to Mary and Amanda, because they're talking, and he's like screaming, and then Amanda has an attitude,
as per usual.
and then I'm looking at Joey. I'm like, yo, this whole Destiny shit is not that deep. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, you're screaming your lungs out, it's not that deep. And Amanda, I was like, why is she even arguing? She doesn't even live here. So the whole thing was just like super silly to me, but I'm like soaking this up. Like, I'm enjoying this so much. So I just kept like popping in periodically just to see how the fight was going. And it was entertaining. That one was good.
I'm going to leave names out, but I'll try and be as vague as possible because you were there and you enjoyed this
Uh,
fight. Do you remember
Fuck, that
when,
was funny.
I'm going to say Anthony's friend was causing an issue with everybody, with
Oh.
Sarah,
Yeah.
with all of us, and you were writing on like a whiteboard or like a piece of paper.
piece
and you
of
were
paper.
like, friend equals gay, ?
Yeah, because
And
we
you
were
were
having the
trying
whole
to keep,
family
like,
thing, like in the
yeah,
living room.
Like we were all sitting in the living room together, and I was arguing with mom. Me and Amanda were arguing with mom. Because mom and dad were like, I don't give a shit about any of this. You people need to like grow up. And me and Amanda are like, but this dude's fucking with your son and your daughter-in-law. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And you're just you're literally like, blank name equals gay ?
Yeah, because there was so many.
Yeah,
there was so many things being brought up so fast. So I'm like,
I need to
you
write
know what,
this
to kind of
down.
lighten up the mood, like I'm gonna write the things I'm confused about, and I'm gonna show them to whoever's paying attention to me. And that ended up being funny. But then it started not getting funny when Anthony started crying. That I'm like, damn, like he's really like killing the mood right now. Like, this is sad. And there were some things like your parents said I didn't agree with, but like Anthony started dropping tears, and I'm like, oh, man, he's soaking the fun out of this right now. But like the whole thing, I was enjoying that too. That was pretty funny.
I mean, there's been a lot of things over the course of forever that. What was the question?
What describes, what sums up perfectly Caiola Kids chaos?
I thought you meant like a story that sums this up, like the wreck of the Titanic. Like that's what it says.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The point that I'm bringing up is like your guys' relationships with like other people like outside of the family.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
I could answer to that.
all of the siblings have had situationships that didn't mean anything, situationships that were really intense. Anthony's had them, Amanda's had them, we know. Joey's had them. I've
Still
had
having them.
one, and it wasn't even a situationship. I liked a guy, and it was wrong of me to like him the way I did.
Right. This is
And then
just
I
your
ended up
guys'
with
thing.
you.
Like, yeah.
not ended up with, that sounded wrong. I married you. So, but like it's kind of like a theme, I guess, but like, you know, a theme for those two. Me and Anthony are locked in.
Yeah.
Fuck
No,
you
I
mean?
mean Anthony had a thing with his significant other, but I wasn't around when that started
No,
happening.
you
Yeah,
weren't
but that
around for
didn't
So
that.
have to
I
do with
missed out on that fun.
situationships, and it wasn't fun.
No. I'm saying significant others and
Oh,
situationships, just
okay.
like relationships, like being at times
No,
so much of a problem.
no. By the time you rolled in, me and Sarah had already been together for almost 3 years.
Yeah.
So you didn't get to meet like the others, the situationships before that. You never got to meet. I'm not gonna drop their names, but like there was two of them right before, about a year or so before Sarah, that you would have had a field day with for
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I
various
didn't,
reasons.
I don't know about those, but I heard about the whole like Sarah thing, like
Right, right,
that
right.
being a thing, but I missed out on that. As far as like his
Right, you
previous
missed.
relationships before Sarah, I know nothing about.
yeah.
Yeah, I know, but like, dude, you would have
It
had some.
was
We'll have a
Yeah.
discussion. We will.
Amanda. Do you
I
have
have
anything to
pictures.
comment?
Amanda has everything, literally.
Well, yeah, because I'm the one that's with every single person that my siblings have got with. I've had an issue.
She has had an issue with everybody.
Starting off
She
with
worded that wrong. She's saying she hasn't been happy with any of our significant others.
Right.
Oh, so you speak stupid.
so I guess the reason being is it can go deep. It can go deep here.
Go on.
Obviously,
it.
as you guys know, and I didn't have an easy relationship with Chris. It was I'm gonna name drop and I don't give a fuck. He's gonna listen to this anyway. Um, it wasn't easy with him, and it didn't get anywhere as much as I fought for that relationship and wanted him to be around the family and wanted a relationship with him. So then to see, Anthony start off his life with Sarah and then Sarah come around, and then I would get upset because yes, mom had an issue with Sarah with some of the things that she was doing, but Sarah was still coming around. And I'm like, you all fucking crucified Chris and wouldn't let him around, but yet we'll let Sarah around. So that's why I had beef with Sarah in the beginning. And then with Joey, I wasn't with Chris at that time when he was with Destiny, but I still didn't like her because again, it was somebody else being accepted into the family when I've never had anybody to be accepted into the family. Albeit the reasons why is he put his hands on me and just guys that I've chosen haven't been wanting to take that route with me. But I guess because I'm fighting for a relationship on the back end, I see everybody else moving on being happy. And I'm like, what the fuck? You're allowing them to come around. And then
Paraphernalia.
with Isaiah, he didn't do anything to me. I mean, I
No, I
just
didn't. Literally
he
didn't.
didn't do anything to me. I guess I
It
was
didn't do
pissed
anything
off
here.
because mom was so against me having sex in the house. And so like, maybe they wanted to solve the Chris camera. And you guys always made fun of me for him climbing up the wall. And I'm sitting here like, and she's getting
I was tearing shit
I'm
up in the
like,
house. I'm gonna be
I'm
honest. Like,
literally
upstairs, I was
Chris
going ham upstairs.
system. Okay,
Yeah.
keep repeated intruders stopped. That's what that system was.
just to
That was dad.
I'm laying in my bedroom and I'm hearing it, and I'm like, you sons of
That's
I'm
mother.
going in.
that.
I'm going
That's
in. I was
that's
jumping off
my
the dresser.
favorite.
Yeah.
That's my favorite argument that Amanda was involved in because she turned around and said to Mom, "He's fucking pounding her every night." And then Isaiah was crying like, "I ain't got that kind." No, you were like, "I ain't got that kind of meat to be."
Yeah.
But it's like when what was it? When what was the opposites? Like, oh, Amanda couldn't have anybody in the house and Amanda couldn't, bring anybody over and this and that and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I literally can hear what's going on in that room. You're telling me mom and dad cannot hear this? Why is it okay for her to do it, but it's not okay for me to do it?
And
She used the
that
front
was so
door.
funny. That was so funny because she was upstairs like
I was
wrecking havoc, like
tweaking. I was
upstairs
tweaking out.
the morning after. She was tweaking. She was banging on doors. She was yelling. She was screaming. In the middle of it, like Teresa's checking up on me, and I'm like half asleep, and I'm like, "Yo, what's going on? Like, what's up?" And she's like, oh, never mind her. You know, she has issues she needs to work through. This has nothing to do with you personally. And I was like, no, I hear her calling me by name, like out there. Like, what do you mean? And yo, she's going in on me like, he's fucking railing her. You guys not doing anything about it. And I'm like, damn, it was that loud? And I'm like, shit. So I'm kind of feeling embarrassed. I'm like, oh, damn, like, everybody must
You
have
should
heard
feel
this.
proud.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that
You should feel proud of
you should feel a
yourself.
little proud.
I was
too.
a little proud. I was like, damn, I was going in. Like, I was tearing shit up. But then, like, self-consciously, I'm thinking, I'm like, yo, was I keeping everybody up in the house? Like, you know, like, was this really happening? Like, so when she got done, you know, on her whole rampage, she ended up going downstairs somewhere. I don't know. She went back hanging upside down from her room. I end up coming out where the battle zone was safe, you know, and the smoke settled. And I'm just kind of like, everybody's like looking at me. They're checking up on me like, yo, you're okay, this and that. And I'm just like, I'm looking at everybody. I'm like, look, like, I'm going to be honest. I don't have enough meat to be pounding anybody, you know?
I do have a question. Is this the same day where Dad handed you the key to the house?
No. This wasn't the same day.
Because that would be fucking
No, this
brilliant.
wasn't the same day. But
There's two things that flip Amanda.
Teresa
Teasing cakes.
Teresa did come back to the room and she looked at me. She was like, my father wants to speak with you. Can you go to the living room, speak with my dad? And I'm like, okay, all right, I go to the living room and I'm looking at Joe and, you know, I'm new around here. So I'm scared. I'm looking at Joe like, I'm gonna just say it right off the bat. I was, you know, having intercourse with your daughter last night. Like, I'm just gonna be upfront. Like, I'm not trying to hide it. And he looks at me. He's like, shut the fuck up. I didn't ask all that. I'm like, okay. He's like, look, I just want to let you know, like, you're fine. Everything's going to be okay. Don't worry about her. Ignore her. She has issues and everything. And I'm like, oh, okay. I just didn't want to seem weird. Like, I'm hiding something from you. I just thought, like, you know, this was okay. You know, I did have sex last night with your daughter. I used a condom, like I felt like honesty was the best answer. So I was just like, yeah, like, am I in trouble? And he was like, that's none of my fucking business. Like, you don't need to tell me that. I'm just letting you know, ignore her. Like, everything's going to be okay. Like, we'll let her work out her own problems. I'm like, all right, you know, and everybody's like checking in on me because everybody's looking to see if I'm going to jump out the window.
Yeah.
So, like, when is he going to make his escape? Because this is it. There's no way he's going to stick around after this. So
you can fuck her sister. Just keep in mind the other one's a nut job.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
please,
yeah. Everybody,
please, fuck
that's
away.
why I turned over. Like, everybody's getting patted on the back. It's like, yeah, man, go ahead. Yeah, you were laying down the pipe, you know. And I'm like, okay. And that's when I started learning about the whole Amanda situation. I'm like,
she needs a padded cell and all.
Yeah.
No, listen. Coming from a person who now does have sex in that same room, you know, you move downstairs, I'm in that room. Mom and Dad don't hear shit.
Because you're not getting laid.
They don't hear shit.
No, like,
Joey your fist can't make any noise.
Like, he was saying, he would come down the next morning. He was like, yeah, like, you know, I was tearing shit up last night. And I'm like, yo, I didn't hear anything.
I heard it.
I didn't hear shit.
I have video of us hearing it.
That was one time. But Joey has been laying down, you know, pipe upstairs for a little while. And that was the first time I heard it.
That's because he moved his bed off of the thingy.
Yeah.
Because when he put his bed on the floor, I didn't hear anything. But when his bed was still on the grate thing, I took video of it because it was loud and it was like quick. And I'm like,
yeah, but at the time, like, when this was happening, like, I was a lot slimmer. So I didn't have as much inertia than Joey does. Like, Joey has a lot of inertia.
Okay.
Like, a lot of motion in the ocean. So I was like, damn, if I was making noise, you know, like, Joey must be putting up like really like just like little humps upstairs, because
I'm putting up Jordan numbers.
There was no way. Like I said, like, yo, Joey's like tearing stuff up. Like, I didn't hear any pounding, but I don't know how good Joey's stroke game is. Huh?
No one's talking about you.
Anyway.
But
do we have more?
We're not even close to being done.
Okay, well then let's go.
What are we filming for 3 months worth? Jesus Christ!
No, shut up. Here's a question: how have we changed since we were kids? Like individually. Anthony, we'll start with you because you're the oldest.
We're talking about
All
ourselves.
right.
Yes.
Okay,
Well, I
cool.
mean, no. What have you noticed in each other that has changed since we were?
I thought this was all about the wedding.
It goes back into it.
Okay. Where have I noticed that
Are you
you
quiet,
guys that
Tanya?
I don't really know. To be honest with you guys, because there's a lot that I don't know. Like I still
Hayden,
see you as like, oh, they're
can you
my
change
little
the cat litter
siblings.
box,
Like,
please? You haven't done it.
Do you mind,
Okay.
Oh,
Amanda?
Yeah,
sorry. I thought
seriously,
I
we're
took
trying
my
to have a
headset
podcast.
out.
You fucking pumpkin.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Oh, maybe I could say, are you done?
Go ahead. Why
Oh,
aren't you guys
talk,
talking?
Anthony.
All right. I'm trying to formulate the thought. I guess I could say that I'm surprised where everybody wound up, like like where we chose how we live our lives now, right? Like Amanda's very independent and raising her son in the best way possible. That boy is amazing. Like I guess I never like thought of Teresa grown up and what she would be like. And the same thing for you, Joe. So it's like, oh, Joey is a very, nice uh partner that he's with, and he has a nice little job, and Joey's got some work to do, but he'll be okay. It's like I don't know. I don't really know as far as like you've changed or anything like that. It's just it's interesting to see where we all wound up. Um, because we're all from the same place and how different and or similar that those things are.
I mean, the questions about like growing up as kids, like we've kind of answered them all in various ways, so I don't think we need to answer them again.
All right, fine. We'll move on to Isaiah.
Okay.
So
That's you, Big Daddy.
let's talk about the man of the hour, Isaiah.
Wait, what?
I think we answered the question of how he met how we thought about him because we talked about that. So let's reverse that question. What were your first impressions? And obviously you had of me. What were your first impressions of Anthony and Amanda?
Anthony, well, my first impressions with Amanda weren't the best. I just got to be honest. She's I thought for sure she had like mental issues. So like she was just kind of like on the special list for me, just kind of like treat her with caution. Um but like Caden, her son, a gift from God. Like he was amazing. I couldn't you know, I wouldn't take him any other way, to be honest. We ended up getting close. Like when he was young, we used to play the game together, and he used to be into these action figures and everything. And he was just kind of like my chill zone. Like if like you were gone and I was kind of like new around, I would just hang out with Caden because he would actually want to
It's
hang out
over
with me
there
because I
in
was
the
a little
corner.
interesting, I guess.
Mhm.
So like Caden was my little safe zone. Like if you were away, I'll just chill with Caden.
Yeah.
That was my dude. Um, Amanda, I just avoided her until I could like learn more about her and like what was her thing and what made her the way she was. And then like now that I know it, like she's just she had a rough life, and I get it. Everybody has their thing, but all in all, besides all that, she's an amazing person, and she tries her best for her son, and she works with what was given to her. She didn't have the best cards dealt to her, and she made it work. And what you expect, some people break down, and they that was her way of kind of coping with things. And you know what she was dealing with, I understand. I think the way she acted, there's she has a right. Not all the time, but there's better ways to communicate. But that was her thing. And she had so much going on, and being a single mother, it was tough for her. So I understand, but she has a little bit more learning to go. But I think she's amazing all in all. Anthony, dear God, he's just been weird from the start. You know, um, I appreciated him just being open with me from the beginning, because I'm vice versa, like Joey. Joey was kind of like standoffish. So Anthony just kind of welcomed me in. He didn't look at me any different. You know, he didn't try to hide himself. He's been weird. He's been weird from the start. And, now that I understand his weirdness more, it just, it makes me appreciate him for who he is because he doesn't change. So from the years that I've known him, he's been the same guy, even though he's getting old as shit. He's just always have that youthful, like, youth about him, and he doesn't let go of, his childhood and what makes him happy. And he just has that consistency about him. At least he's, that's what makes him him, and I couldn't imagine Anthony trying to be normal. It's kind of saying he's got like this multiple personality thing, like his professional, college educated side, and then his really goofy, like, inappropriate side, and his really weird, freaky side. And and as far as Joey, I mean, I'm happy that Joey opened up to me. I'm gonna be honest because he's like awesome. He's one of those guys that you could pretty much talk to him about whatever. He's not gonna judge you for it, and he's gonna give you the best advice he could. And he's unique in his sort of way. And like I said, it's just like you guys just like collectively, you guys just have like this youthful like spunk. Like you guys are adventurous. Like you guys like to go do things together. And where I came from, like my house, we really, when I was young, we did, and I cherish those moments. And as the years went on, it kind of went away, but you guys, since I've been here, like you guys always want to do things together. And like Joey's usually the spearhead for that. Like, let's go to the movies,
Yeah, I was
let's
saying,
go
even
do
when
this,
he's
let's go to the
broke.
shore. Even like he's the most optimistic person. Like he could be flat broke and he's gonna try to make it happen some way. And like he doesn't care. It's just like, I wish I could have that part of me where I was kind of a little bit more carefree about, having good moments, like good memories, because those were the memories I cherish when, Joey was kind of like, kind of pushing us to do things and hang out together. And when we go to the shore, like different activities and stuff like that, like we created those moments, and that's kind of been our thing. We go to the shore, we play the basketball game, and we always have to do that when we go down there, or go to Island Beach, like take a drive down there. And he's just, I don't know, like he puts that out there, and I appreciate him so much for it.
Well, thank you.
And he's an amazing dude.
Look, there was one point I was, when I was broke, I was 2 years of being broke, and I always wanted to do stuff. I was gonna make an OnlyFans, I'm telling you, but it was definitely something I needed to do. I loved being with you guys. I needed the money, so yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah. And I was like, I don't know if you guys understand, but you know
We could collab.
that we could that collectively, like you guys, I don't know, this was something that I was missing, like when I was living in the house, as far as like where I came from, like a lot of that stuff was gone. And then when I came here, like it was like you guys brought it back to me, but it was in such a way where I wasn't prepared for it. And I was kind of looking at you guys like, you guys are insane, like the way you guys talk to each other. But at the end of the day, it was all out of good fun and love. And I just think the Lord blessed me in that way where, I end up losing a brother, but he gave me two more. And, I was supposed to have a sister, and, he gave me one that, she's a handful, but, he gave me
I
one.
love you,
So,
Isaiah.
I appreciate it. So, you guys were a huge blessing, but you guys are a weird bunch. Like, like it's, like I worry about you guys sometimes. Like one of these people they're gonna get each other killed somehow. But
Anthony, Anthony's gonna
yeah,
get us killed somehow.
I put it on Amanda.
like the Lord blessed me, but this is like a humorous way of blessing me. Like, here, you're gonna deal with these people now. Like, and I'm like, okay, well, this is it. You know, I got no choice
Isaiah's
but to be
like,
appreciative.
they gave me life, but they're definitely gonna get me killed.
Like, one of them is
They
gonna
almost thought he died the
be
other
the end
night.
of me.
I think it's gonna be Amanda. I think it's gonna be Amanda, and it's gonna be in a McDonald's drive-thru.
Yeah, the person at the drive-thru is gonna have enough of her shit.
What did I
just
say the other
shoot
night?
through the car.
Isaiah, is there a reason?
Is there any reason why I waited 1900 years for this order? And I thought for sure the guy was gonna throw the cash register through the window. Just knock her ass out.
I gave him
'Cause
the
I
money and I was
would've.
like, is there a reason why I had to wait 19 hours for my food? He's like, yeah, we're short staffed. We have nobody here. And I
Oh,
went,
man.
okay.
And then we proceeded to go to the next window, and she recorded inside the McDonald's the fact that there was nobody there.
And then she turned to me and
Hello?
all I hear is hello.
No one's gonna forget the night in Atlantic City last
Okay,
year.
Teresa,
Did you know there's a party in the USA? Anyway,
this is the last question for the Isaiah moment, and this actually is more for Teresa. What does it feel like knowing that you brought someone like Isaiah into our lives and he fit so well into all of us?
Phrasing.
he's
Phrasing.
he's.
Phrasing?
I mean, he fits very well inside of me, but
He
He's-
fits great inside of me also.
we understand the question. Do I have to translate?
Go ahead.
Okay.
They're high, remember.
My Pokemon.
It's a blessing, and it's a blessing in that. That's my sody.
It's mine.
Okay. No, you drank yours. Anyway. We are, to Isaiah's point, a weird bunch. We are very specific. We are very individual. To no one's fault, that's just how we are. And I'm not going to say that having a partner that, growing up, I always wished I had a partner that would fit in well with my family, because I really just didn't. I can't even remember thinking about it, because he came into my life incredibly unexpectedly. And the fact that not only was he accepting of, like, me as a person before he accepted any of you. So having a partner that is incredibly alike with my family is a blessing. It's a blessing above anything. And it's not only just like he gets along with everyone and, whatever, and then we have our relationship. Like, our relationship is very much a part of the family. And, you have those families where, yeah, my sister married this guy, he's a nice guy, whatever. And my brother married this girl and she's a nice girl, but we don't see them much. Like, he's very much involved with the family and accepting of everyone. And, back then when we got together, I was 19. I had no type of life experience. I was just working. That's it. I didn't have anything else. And, him coming into my life specifically for me impacted me in ways that I can't even begin to materialize, But I also feel like he was someone that we needed in the family. And he was here already when Mama and Papa and Uncle Keith passed away and when everyone started dying. But he is a light that kind of helps everyone. I don't know how else to describe it other than that. He's just a spectacular individual that I think we needed. And for sure, eventually when I have kids and whatever, that'll add to it more. But I think he completed us in a way. He completed me for sure. He's the other half of my soul. I meant it when I said it in my vows. And I'm very fortunate to have a partner that loves my family the same way that I do and accepts them for who they are. He had issues with Amanda and an issue with Joey and whatever, and I'm sure there'll be arguments and issues and problems to come because that's what families do. They argue and they fight and they get back together and it's normal. But I think he also is an example of how to be because he's taught me a lot of things when it comes to anger and patience that our family doesn't have. When we get angry and we get loud and we argue and we fight and you know, he doesn't do that, and I think that's an example that has helped me and can help everyone because it's extremely beneficial to have in your life.
See, it's a funny thing you say that because even though it's somewhat different, Anthony and Isaiah argue the same kind of the same way. They don't yell and scream. Isaiah, we sit there and listen to. Anthony, we go, shut the fuck up.
Pretty much.
Because it
Word.
just pisses me the fuck
Word.
off.
Oh
I
man.
don't know.
But okay. So I'll ask one question about the reception, and then we'll get to the ending of the episode. So what is your overall take, Teresa and Isaiah, and then we'll get to the three of us, of the reception as a whole? We'll start with Isaiah first.
The reception as a whole, like I said, the ceremony went perfectly. I don't think anything's wrong with the ceremony. We had a little hiccups here and there, everything minor, everything turned out fine. The reception, I don't know if it was to be expected, but whatever. Matter of fact, we get to that later. But as a reception from start to finish, like when we arrived to the reception, like the ride there was awesome. That was great. When we went to the bridal room and we had our moment, like the ride and then the bridal room, like that was our moment to kind of reset, like we're back together, we're linked back up, what comes next, and be able to regroup and reevaluate. um that moment was great. um all the way up to the dances, I would say, everything was great. We spoke with the vendors again just to go over everything before the actual reception started. Everybody started lining up to go into the reception. The DJ was doing great as far as like the songs, playing them. My walk-in song was, or our walk-in song was supposed to play for a little bit, and then we were supposed to come in. But I didn't know that you guys were kind of like standing up waiting for us, so I didn't know exactly like how that happened. But this way wasn't that bad. So we walk into the reception, that was great, and then we start to transition to the first dance. The dances went well. I think they were great as far as like me and your dance was great. What we wanted to do kind of as a nod to our parents was give them solo dances by themselves, and that's not very traditional, but we wanted to do it for our parents. Um your parents being a little bit older and then raising a lot of kids and just what they've been through, like all the ups and downs. um
And their anniversary being
and
the
their
next day.
anniversary also being literally the next day. We wanted to give them their moment, which was beautiful. And then my parents, like them having a rocky marriage, and just we thought that they were going to separate multiple times. They end up sticking it through and always seeing it through and, you know, putting it to the side and making it work. And my parents never got to have a wedding reception. They had like a really small thing at a church. They probably like cut a cake or something like that. But it was pretty much, just eloping at the courthouse and just having a little something at their local church. That's it. But my mom's dream was to always have an actual wedding, like a wedding reception at a venue, just like how we did. And I'm going through this part of my life where I wanted to make it a point to have that as well. And I was like, what would be nice is to have my parents dance and pick out a song for them, which was
Your Love is King by Sade.
Your Love is King by Sade, which is um a song that both my parents like. It was more of a song that went to, like, from my mom to my dad. But if you listen to the lyrics, it's kind of like also like talking about God, like your love is king, and place nothing else above it. Just like there's a double meaning to that song. And I feel like that song was perfect. Like it was all of them for sure. That was kind of like a highlight of our reception was that. Um all that was good until we started partying. I think our best vendor there was the photo booth guy.
Mhm.
He was great. The props were amazing. We got printouts. Everybody was able to get like the pictures digitally. That was awesome. The DJ could have been better, but he did his thing. He was a great MC. Unfortunately, he didn't use a lot of our songs that we picked out, but all in all, he did okay. It was a good job by him. The MC part was amazing. The photographer, we had a couple hiccups, but we ended up seeing it through. I think pretty much as far as like shots and like what we wanted recorded and these moments we wanted to capture were all captured.
Mhm.
Anytime we came up with things like, hey, look, we want you to get this shot because you bought us the pin with my brother that passed away, my older brother that passed away. You got us pins to put in my suit. He was able to get shots of that. He was able to get shots of the reception empty, where it was just me and you. Nobody else was in the room. He was able to get those shots for us. The shots outside of the church with the cross, he was able to make that work. So he worked on the fly with us, and I do appreciate that.
Mhm.
So, but other than that, I mean, the towards the end of the night, which I didn't expect happening, but again, I was rolling with the punches. We had to get that place clean because they were literally having a wedding the next day at like 9, 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So the manager of the venue is kind of like, hey, like you guys need to get all of your stuff out now because like we're gonna start cleaning up, so everything needs to get picked up. So poor Jess is packing her car to the max with all these decorations that she set up with her, and I am gonna say she did an amazing job.
Mhm.
Like just being, which now I look at her like a literal aunt, like she's an aunt of mine because she went all out for us and she worked with us, you know, whatever, we said we needed, she made it happen. Literally made it happen. And we told her what we wanted and she worked hard. She showed up at venues, she showed up at the church. She made everything work the best she could, and it ended up turning out great. And she didn't want anything for it. I did my best to give her something for it. But what she did for us was amazing. Which it's a total blessing what she did. But yeah, poor lady, she had to pack up her car full of this stuff the same night, pack everything up and take it back to her house. And Cito and her friend Nancy,
Yes.
they were all, working through this for us, and they were all doing it for us at the end of the day. And I appreciate that so much, just the selflessness of that. And, just a special thanks to everybody that helped us with making this happen. Amanda, Danielle, your mom, Joey, contributed as well.
So did Anthony.
So oh yeah, Anthony with the rehearsal dinner. He did. So special thanks to
I
all you
still have a
guys.
plate of that food.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Must be
I
rotten by
still
now.
got I got a piece of lasagna and a meatball sandwich in my refrigerator right now.
It's probably crawling in there.
Ew.
But yeah, just like everybody that's helped out was amazing. I mean, we, you know, like me and Teresa, not to toot our horn or anything like that, but we put up for 90% of this wedding. And, it took a lot of hard work. It took tears. I think it even took literal blood, and we worked through it. And I'm happy that we were able to pull this off, because it was great. I think I wouldn't have it any other way, and the honeymoon after that was fantastic. I didn't want to come back home, literally.
I
But
mean,
yeah.
I have some notes. I agree with everything Isaiah said. Everything Isaiah said is absolutely 100% factual. The just being regarding the reception The car ride there was phenomenal. The guy who drove us was great. He gave us some marriage advice. Um, Getting to the bridal suite, they already had food there for us when we got there. The venue had provided it. They did it themselves. So that was great. We had, like, a little bit of everything. I wish I could have gone downstairs to join the cocktail hour, but we had decided basically last minute that joining the cocktail hour would take away from the grand entrance of the reception.
Yeah.
So we were just like, we'll go to the bridal suite. And it ended up being beneficial for us anyway because we did get, you know, all right. We did get, some time alone, at least a half an hour just to be with each other as newlyweds. Um The decor was everything I wanted. Jess, Grandma, Nancy, Cito, they hit the nail on the head. There was more than enough candlelight. It was illuminated. It was absolutely beautiful. The memorial
I was
table was
almost set on
beautiful.
fire.
Okay.
Huh?
No one told me you had sparklers. And I
Those are
was
cold
standing at the end of
sparklers.
They're
They
cold
won't set you on
They're
fire.
sparklers.
cold. They don't set anything on fire.
They were
So
hot at my ass because I was standing there. All of a sudden, you just hear, oh, I'm just like I'm on fire, but I'm not looking away.
so the decor was absolutely beautiful. With the photographer doing the empty shots of the um doing the empty shot of the reception, there was a little bit of confusion. I genuinely hope he got the shots that I was hoping he got, not just us on the dance floor in a close up, but like a wide shot of the whole room with empty with us in the middle. The communication was a little lackluster at times with the photographer because I didn't know what exactly to do, but the DJ right up until the last song was good. We did, he got the dances in there. There was a little bit of confusion with the father's speeches, but we got it there anyway. I felt like it would have been a little better if we had more time because I felt as though the party was really short. Because we didn't actually open the dance floor until like maybe 9 o'clock. Because there was so much happening, the cake cutting, the speeches, the dances, everything was happening, and it seemed to take long.
Oh,
There was to eat, there was food, there was some other things happening, with the guests. One thing that it's not a
Tyler was a bit
regret,
dry.
but something that I would change, or maybe something that I would like make bigger or have more to, was the dessert table. Because the dessert table was destroyed within like probably the first hour of the reception.
Yeah.
Like, it was absolutely destroyed. And when I say destroyed, I don't mean like people took from it and that was it. Like, people moved jars, and the tea in the eye that we had set up with the desserts was like on opposite ends of the table. Like, things were moved when that table was specifically curated for what we had on it. And I didn't get
Oh
any
shit.
candy. I didn't get any of the dessert. I didn't get any favors. Like, it felt like, I don't know, big back activities. Like, I'm sorry, like, I'm just gonna be real. Like, all of the candy was gone.
Yo, people were literally helping themselves.
Like,
We
you're
left it
not
out there, but
supposed
people were
to.
like, yo, this is going to feed my family for the next 3 days.
You're not at a wedding. You're not supposed to like go up to the dessert table until it's time for dessert. Like,
Yeah.
I just assumed that was the known thing. And the candy was technically like the favor, because originally the favor was going to be Malomars. We were going to do 3 Malomars in the bag, leave them on a table, and then as people were leaving, they could grab a bag and go, because it's one of our favorites. It was either Malomars or it was going to be like a make your own s'mores. But
Oh
then
yeah.
we talked about, mom brought up a candy table. We did the candy, and we did 6 candies, 6 big ass cookie jars of candy. I did a gold tray of like full size candy with like Hershey almonds, Kit Kat, Reese's, and I think another candy. And then we had a T and an I that one had cookies in it, one had like a brownie variety in it. Put a lot of effort into that. I did that myself. And literally within the first hour, I think after like the dances were done, the candy table was already gone. And Jess was already refilling the candy because the candy was already depleted. And like, I
Jesus.
understand that it's free, but you haven't eaten dinner yet.
I
Like I also
I think
think
that
at the time, I should have given the DJ an itinerary of things to announce, and maybe he could
Yeah.
have controlled it better, where it's like, okay, you're, welcome to the Gonzalez wedding. Your salads are on your table for you. And then when like the pasta came out, and then the dinner came out, and then the cake, like he announced the cake cutting, but hardly anybody got up and did any, like, moved, and nobody was paying attention because I have it on video of the cake cutting, and you could see guests in the back just not
Well,
giving a
yeah,
shit.
that's the only thing I did not like about the wedding or the reception is that there should have been more of a like visual on you guys and sight. I can't even talk right now.
We should
Yeah,
have been
No,
paying
with
I
There's
get you
the
attention.
saying. Yeah.
there should have
yeah,
been
with
more
the
of a
yeah.
focus on you guys. It's just like at that point, it was just the two of you cutting the cake, maybe like four people watching you, and the photographer, and
Right.
everybody else was
And
doing whatever
everybody
they
else.
wanted.
And
And I'm
the
like,
other thing
no, pay
that bothers
attention.
me, and this bothered me at a wedding that me and Isaiah went to at the beginning of September. And this is just me as a person, especially as a bride. When you're doing dances and like there's things happening on the dance floor that you should be paying attention to. And this goes in general, not just my wedding, not just the wedding we went to. Pay attention. Don't be rude. Like, this is happening essentially for you. Like, people are putting on a show, and you're talking about God knows what at your table. It's irritating. Why are you laughing?
I'm guilty of that. I've been that asshole.
Don't be
We
that
have
asshole.
hold on
Yeah.
a second. We have video footage at Brian's wedding.
Rest in peace.
They're up at the altar and they're saying their vows, and Amanda's recording, and then she just cuts over to me, and I'm standing next to the guy serving her dinner, like, no, bring me back two of those. I like those. Those are good. I'm
But
like,
that's
what?
like, look,
Yo.
if you want to eat, fine. But there were at the wedding that him and I went to, during the speeches, they were having full on, like, literally in the corner of the room,
Yeah.
having like a party at their table, yelling, talking, screaming. Read the fucking room. Like, this goes out to
I
anybody
gotcha.
who watches this. Someone spent,
Speaking to the camera, Teresa.
let's say, no less than 20 grand on a wedding that you're having a free plate at. Pay attention to what's going on the dance floor, because these people who put their mind, body, and soul into this wedding for you to enjoy yourself, they deserve the respect of your attention. And this goes to any wedding, not just mine, not just the one that we went to earlier in the year. This goes to anybody going to any wedding. If you're not going to pay attention to the bride and groom and what they're doing on the dance floor, don't go to the fucking wedding. Because it's disrespectful.
Hold on a minute. Clock it.
Yeah, because it's disrespectful as hell. Like, now at my own wedding, I'm looking at this footage of me and him having such a joyous moment, feeding each other cake, a moment that everybody loves to watch. And there's people in the back of the camera, or the back of the room behind us, having full-on conversations, not paying attention to anything that's going on. Like, if you're gonna be that way, at least try and pay attention. Like, I don't mean to get like irritated, and I'm so incredibly thankful for everybody who came to our wedding and was there. But for anybody who goes to any wedding ever, pay attention to the bride and groom, because you're not there just for a free plate and to dance your ass off on the dance floor. You're there because two people are sharing their love with you and are sharing this moment with you, and they deserve your respect more than anything.
Yeah, there's definitely, like, you gotta have. I feel like if you go to a wedding, you gotta have wedding etiquette.
Yes.
And when the camera comes around, just at least pretend like you're having a good time, I guess. Or if something is happening, somebody's on a mic and they're talking, just try to give them like your undivided attention and just look that way, and just kind of keep the chatting to a minimum, at least when things are going on. I mean, if there's nothing else going on, I'm not saying you got to be up the bride and groom's ass all the time, but like when things are going on, you pay attention. But I think Teresa's a little bit more, probably upset about it than I am.
I wouldn't say upset. I'm just a little more passionate about it.
You're a bit
because
more passionate about it than I am, because like I appreciate the room being big, on the bigger side, because we had tables kind of spread out, and these people that were talking to each other, like, we really didn't see too much of, like, right in front of our faces. Because I don't know how I would have dealt like in a smaller room and seeing people like in plain eyesight just
Not paying
talking
attention.
as like your father's having the speech, or my dad was having the speech, or while Amanda or Nate were talking, and I could see them actively like not paying attention, you know, like I think that would bother me. But since the room was kind of spread out and when things were happening, like as the chatting was going, I guess there was
Yeah.
like I couldn't hear it or see it, so I wasn't kind of paying attention to it.
No, I know.
You
I
know,
mean, the only
so
reason I bring it up is because watching footage back from our own wedding,
yeah.
I saw it. And you can hear it in the background and people talking.
Well,
And
the DJ should have said something. He didn't fucking say
but that's the
shit.
thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, when it comes to, that's where I brought up the candy table. When it comes to things like a candy table, a dessert table, like proper wedding etiquette is to wait for that's opened. Like you don't just, oh, look, a free, free candy. I'm going to go up there when I enter the reception area. Because like the proper wedding
Or
etiquette
take
should
like
be
4 or 5 bags of candy.
right. Like
It speaks
the
very
proper wedding
West
etiquette.
Virginia.
Okay.
Okay. The proper wedding etiquette that I believe is to let the bride and groom be first. They should have first dibs to everything. They get served first. They should have first dibs at the dessert table, the first cake. They should have first everything. They're the reason that you're there. And the fact that when I had the 5 seconds to go over to the candy table, it was literally destroyed. Kind of irked my life.
Yeah,
even
yeah.
get to
You
it at
see,
all.
like that's where we're kind of different is because like you were worried about like you're getting to the dessert table and it's like wow, like nothing was left for you
Right.
or there's no choices anymore. Like you're kind of just have like this one choice now because everything else is gone. I was kind of more in the thing like, damn, did we put enough into this? Like,
But we did. That's the thing, because Jess refilled it like 3 times.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
But the
I
thing-
appreciate it being used
Yeah.
because I would have felt some type of way if we spent that money and we've put it out there for people to enjoy and nobody touches it.
No, I
Yeah.
get that point, and I'm glad that it went, and we still have candy left. We have
Yeah.
like a whole bag of Reese's in there. Relax.
No, I didn't like those Reese's. They're from Easter and they just taste
Right? They were from Easter, right?
Yeah, they were
Yeah,
Easter
I
eggs.
knew it. I knew they
Anyway.
were from Easter.
I appreciated
Well,
people
give them
taking
out for
it.
Halloween. You'll be fine.
I'll bring them to your house. Like I appreciate people taking the stuff. It's the timing of taking it, and it's also like you're in a room full of 100 people. Like if you want to take stuff from the table, take it with grace, with elegance or whatever. They were leaving caps off of the cookie jars, and the T and the I at one point were like upside down and shit. Like these people were like savages. Like
Yeah.
it was really giving big activities. Like I'm glad everybody enjoyed, and if that was the highlight of my wedding for you, God bless, whatever. But it was like one of those things that I go to the candy table and it's like I really hope I'm not going to get charged for having to clean that linen because there's icing on it. Like it was one of those things where it was just like, why is
there
this so
blood on the
messy?
sticker?
Like somebody took a brownie and then went like this to the tray and just smashed it on
Right.
the table.
It was like, why is this so messy? Because I think it bothers me more because I put the effort into putting it together.
We probably should have had
I should have had the DJ say like,
no. We probably should have had like a person there to serve candy, I guess.
I wouldn't
candy
say serve
attendant.
candy.
Yeah, like a
but
candy table
like-
attendee.
like at Phil's wedding. Phil
Candy drop.
and Ellen had a candy table. Right?
I don't
Did
remember.
I think
Phil
so.
and Ellen had a candy
I
table.
don't recall.
I'm almost positive Phil and Ellen had a candy table, but people knew, and the DJ announced when the candy/dessert table was open to them because it's supposed to be dessert. So maybe if the DJ made an announcement like, welcome to the wedding, blah, 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 we'll be opening the dessert table shortly or something like that. But when I'm going into my reception and I'm like, I'm going to go see if I can snag a bag of candy, and I go there and it's not even halfway through the reception and dinner hasn't even been served yet and it's gone. Like, have a little bit more etiquette, more decorum.
So do you think like people were going to the dessert table, like packing everything up and then like stashing it somewhere? So like
No.
at the end, like people would be like, I already got my dessert bag like all set up.
Maybe.
Like people was already like setting up candy and everything before they even had dinner.
Probably.
I think that's what was happening, which is cool. Like to be honest, I don't care. It is what it is.
I just
it got
didn't
destroyed. It got
appreciate the
destroyed.
destruction of it. Like, that's what I don't appreciate. Like, why are you destroying this table? Because we put so much effort, and plus those aren't my jars. God forbid someone like picked up that jar or, picked it up and then dropped it. Those aren't my jars. Those are Jess's jars.
Smash it on the floor and just pick up the candy.
Like,
Leave the shards there.
it's something small.
Look,
but
it also at the same time, if you're going to go to a wedding, you have to be reminded you have to have some type of etiquette, decorum.
Yes.
Yeah.
And don't sit there and I can guarantee, because look, when you fill the candy table up 3 different times, multiple people are going there to get candy.
Multiple times.
Multiple times.
Yeah.
So you're going there 4 or 5 times to get candy. It's not for that. It's not for you to fill up on your trick-or-treating candy. That's
No,
not
it's
what it
supposed to be
was.
like a nice little sweet treat at the end of the night.
Look, I'm cool with it. Like, you know, I don't appreciate the destruction of it.
Right.
But with people taking stuff, help yourself. If you're gonna take 2-3 bags, take
Amanda's
2-3 bags.
gone. No, Anthony's gone.
Take 2-3 bags.
There he goes.
You know, it is what it is. You know, that was cool. But as far as like the destruction of, you know, like decor or like the table itself, like, of course not. It's not gonna be appreciated. But that comes with wedding etiquette, you know, having, you know, being, you know, polite about things and having manners.
Right.
You know, and that comes with it. You know, I'm not gonna say everybody that's attending our wedding are slobs.
No,
you know, because they're not. Because really, it could have just been a child or something like that probably came up and, you know, helped themselves. Yeah.
No, not even like children. I had a child today at my store. He was going around pressing buttons. He reset something in our store, and I wanted to kick him.
Yeah, and
So-
like
But
that's
I mean,
wild.
so I would say the people talking, because there were people talking during the dances that irked my life. During the cake cutting, the destruction of the candy table, the DJ not playing basically, you know, a great majority of the songs that we gave him to play. There were songs that I was so looking forward to listening to that I was, you know, I was telling Joey about earlier, that I was so anticipatory of on the dance floor
That's a big word for Elmo.
that just was never played. And you know, at one point we were all on the dance floor. It was right when Caden came on to do that song that he really loved, that he like sprinted across the
Mr.
room
Brightside?
for,
Mr.
Mr.
Brightside.
Brightside. And he started playing like 2000s pop punk. And that seemed to be like a crowd pleaser. And I looked over at him and he was like, "Is this good?" I'm like, "Yeah, keep playing more of this. Like, why are you playing random mixes that nobody's heard of?"
Yeah,
I
he
didn't
didn't
hear
look
no
at me and give
Shaggy,
me
no
any
nothing.
Right.
thumbs up. Like,
He came up to me at one point, and the other thing that I didn't appreciate is that sometimes he was nowhere to be found.
oh, okay.
Like, there was times where I wanted to ask him a question about, like, I think it was about the father's like the father's speeches, and I'm like, I don't know where the DJ is. Like, I don't know where he is. And then I think mom had a question or something, and I'm like, I don't know where the DJ is. He's gone. Like, he was missing.
There was a
So-
moment where I was like, where did he go?
Right. Like, where is he
Like,
going?
if he's not DJing, who's DJing right now?
Exactly. Like, he just put it
Meth
on
in
like
the
autoplay.
kitchen.
So
Meth in the kitchen. It's always meth in the kitchen.
okay.
What is he saying right
Meth
now?
in the kitchen.
Meth in the kitchen.
So, like the song selection was like the song playlist, like the set was kind of weak for me. He did play Defying Gravity, which I literally looked at him in the face when he came over to me after the pop punk stuff. I was like, he was like, "Well, Isaiah's playlist isn't really hyping anybody up." I'm like, "Then stick with mine, but play the songs that I gave you." So I was like, what I need to hear now is Defying Gravity and Copacabana by Barry Manilow, because there were the 2 songs I specifically put on my thing for my sister and my best friend. And he did those 2 songs back to back exactly as I asked him, but he cut them short. And
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Yes.
and then he would like cut a song, but it wouldn't transition. It would just cut and then a moment of silence and then into another song. And I'm just like, what the fuck is happening right now?
I could have done
Yeah.
a better job DJing.
Oh, I don't know about that, but you know, as far as the DJ goes, you know, I feel like, you know, making a comment like that and saying like, "Oh, well, this music isn't hyping anybody up." My playlist is literally 60 songs long.
Mhm.
Like, it's a long playlist. Like, go through it and then figure out what works. I feel like that's what a DJ should do. You know, if I'm giving you these songs to play, then look through it. And if one genre isn't working, because I heard him play Spanish music,
Yeah.
and that's obviously
Yo,
from my playlist.
Everybody was dancing to the Spanish
Yeah.
music. That's why I wasn't, and I was waiting for more of the Spanish music, and I'm just like,
Like, I had bangers on that song, but
You
I
really did.
also had like chill songs to play. You know, that was kind of meant for like the beginning, but like I had bangers
You
on
did.
there that he could have played that could have got like people up, but I feel like he just kind of like lost hope with it, and then he ended up going to like your playlist. but you had bangers on there as well. But he just wasn't kind of like hitting them. And I don't know if he was thinking like our playlist was just going to set everything off. Like we just did all the work for him, which is not. These are the songs we like.
Well, the thing is,
Play them, but do your DJ magic.
I think instead of telling him like this is the inspiration for the playlist, we should have just been like, these are the songs that have to be played. You figure out how to transition.
Yeah,
them.
because that's what we end up doing. We end up giving him these songs like, hey, look, like you don't have to follow these songs, but use them as inspiration, and you're more than welcome to use these songs, but do your thing. Because, we've never experienced a party of his that we've ever went to, so we don't know exactly. So we're just going off of what he's telling us and, how weddings go and stuff like that. Because at one point we was getting wedding advice from him, like at what point, what should we do this? And when should we end the dances? When should we do cake cuttings and stuff like that? So, we were trusting him on, on certain things. So we was like, you know what, man, with the music, you're like, this is what we like. These are songs that, we enjoy very much. If you don't use these, we trust you, do your thing. And like he started playing The Jerk. Like
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
Like who listens to that song? And I was like, this isn't really the people for that. Like we're a lot older and like we don't, The Jerk is like so 2005. Like we don't do that anymore, so it was just things I wasn't understanding, and I don't know. It just seemed weird.
At least to dance to something like that. Like like we were listening to early 2000s pop punk, and everybody started because that's what everybody still loves those songs. To do The Jerk, it's you have to be in the right crowd to do it.
He also had absolutely no flow.
Well, The Jerk wasn't 2005; it was more like 2010.
But he absolutely had no flow when it came to the songs because he went from Copacabana to Defying Gravity, and then he was playing like random mixes that nobody ever heard as people started leaving the dance floor. But before that, he went from like a Spanish song to like a random 2000s
Nickelback song.
Like Nickelback nobody heard of. Like it was just so out of sync with like an actual set that it just kind of like he threw shit against the wall and whatever stuck, and that was played. So
yeah. He could have been a bit more organized. As an MC, he was great.
As a person, he's phenomenal.
As a person, he's awesome. He reminds me of like one of you guys, but
he's really cool. But as a DJ,
yeah, as a DJ, he was, he tried. And that was one thing where when I told the photographer like I needed a DJ, whatever it is, since there was Spanish music, he was advising that we have a Spanish DJ. But I'm like, not so Spanish because like demographically, like there was a lot more like English speaking people like at the wedding. Like I didn't have
whites. There was more.
Yeah, there was more whites at the wedding. Like it was more of a cracker wedding, but but like they're great, and I know like your family will get up and dance to Spanish music because they liked it, so I know it wouldn't be like so oddball to play Spanish music, but our DJ wasn't Spanish, so he was just kind of throwing it out there, which I feel like he was doing good either way, because when he was playing the Spanish music, like people were getting down on it.
They were. It's just I think if we would have just told him like these are the songs that we want played, these are the absolute list. Like I gave him songs like everybody knows I'm a huge Panic at the Disco fan. They're my favorite band of all time. They're actually on stage right now in Las Vegas. I'm a huge Panic at the Disco fan. At every fucking party I've ever been to in my entire life, I Write Sins Not Tragedies has been on the playlist. It is their biggest hit. It is a huge crowd pleaser. I Write Sins Not Tragedies, Crush 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 by Paramore. You have all these like pop punk songs that I love that I had specifically on my playlist, nowhere to be found. Cooler Than Me by Mike Posner was the one song, and I think I've mentioned it to you every
That's a great song.
Every single time it comes on the radio, or every single time it comes on when we're listening in the car, I always have told you I can't wait to dance this song at the wedding. I can't wait to dance this song at the wedding. Nowhere to be found.
I think my best advice, anybody out there that is planning a wedding and you do feel strongly about songs, like you want your night to go a certain way, tell your DJ, I want these songs played, play these songs, do not stray away from this list, and stay on his ass, and make that the focus, because if you do want these songs played, you could trust your DJ if you know this DJ for a long time and you guys are like best friends, whatever it is, then I guess to each his own. But if you're dealing with a person you never dealt with before and you want your night to go a certain way, tell your DJ that. Tell your DJ, I want these songs to play, stick with this playlist, be strict on it. And if you know the order you want them played, go ahead and tell him.
Yeah.
He's going to work out the rest, and
that was just a lot for us to take on, putting these songs in order, making sure what goes with what. And so we, gave him our trust, and unfortunately we got bit in the ass for it. But, for me, regarding the rest of the reception, the DJ was a little bit of a letdown. I wish more people danced, and that was actually becoming a concern for me, that I even went to our photographer with, and because he asked me how I was, and I'm like, no one's dancing, and this kind of feels lame. Like, no one's getting up, like everyone's not really caring. And he's like, well, maybe if I turn off my light and it gets a bit darker, maybe that's the other thing. I feel like maybe the room could have been a bit darker. It was very illuminated.
it was very illuminated,
And
and
not the candlelight wise, but just like if there was more like club lighting, maybe it would have enticed people to get on the dance floor more. Because, I don't like being the center of attention, although I was the center of attention a lot on my wedding day, obviously. But when it comes to like dancing, I don't I'd rather be in the dark, or I'd rather be like in a club setting. But I mean, towards the end of the night, I was like, fuck it. Like, this is my wedding. Why am I going to be like,
no,
nervous,
of course,
whatever.
I got to that point too here.
But like, starting the party off, it was just like, and even I said it after the cake cutting and after all that was done, I looked at our DJ and I was like, is that it? Is there anything else to do? And he's like, no. And I literally looked at the crowd and I was like, all right, everybody, like, get on the dance floor. We're going to party now. And nobody did.
Yeah.
And then he plays the one song I didn't want him to play.
And then he played the Cupid Shuffle.
And I told him, I was like, whatever you do not play Electric Slides. Do not play any like dance like songs like Cupid Shuffles, Cha-Cha Slides. Do not do any of that. And he told me multiple times, yes.
We don't do that anymore.
And he's like, thank you for saying that, because I hate doing that. And I'm like, great, we're on the same page. First song he plays, Cupid Shuffle. And I'm like, I could make a stink about this and go up to the DJ booth and be like, what are you doing? Like, what the fuck? But then I'm creating an occurrence. Like, I'm creating a scene. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to get up there with my slice of cake and I'm going to try my best to do the Cupid Shuffle, which I tried. Hopefully, I don't know if I entice people to come up and dance, but also, like, demographically, we had a lot of older people at the wedding. And I realized that more the day of, like, when I saw everybody.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is such like a mature crowd.
But I think if we had waited to play the songs that we really, really wanted to play towards the end of the night, like, it would have been better, because we could have enticed the older crowd with the older songs, because we did have older songs. We had
there was older.
We
music
had older music, probably more older music than modern music. On our collectively on our playlist.
At one point, I was concerned. I was like,
this
might be like too much of a throwback.
Right. Like, there's a lot of throwbacks, a lot of 80s songs. There was some 70s songs. Like, there was music on our playlist collectively that could have invited the older crowd onto the dance floor, but they just weren't played. And when he started playing these club mixes that I never heard of, I'm sitting here like, I had people like look at me like, what is this? And that is such an embarrassing feeling at your own wedding.
Yeah.
Because, like, they're the only
And then
person...
you gotta sit there and explain to them, like, this wasn't on my playlist. I don't know what's happening.
Because, like, they automatically think, like, you put this on there. And it's like, no, I didn't. I swear to God, I don't know what this is. This isn't me. And it's hard to go to the DJ and be like, dude, what the fuck is going on? Because, like you said, it'll cause an issue. But at one point, I did go up to him and I was like, we need to play more music that's on the playlist, because nobody likes the music you're playing. Like, I'm sorry.
I didn't know that happened.
No, I did. I went up to him and I was like, nobody likes this shit. Like, what are you playing? And he's like, oh, that's when he said your music wasn't getting people up. I'm like, well, then stick to my playlist and don't stray from it. Because I know for a fact that the music that's on my playlist, everyone here knows and everyone here will enjoy. But he still didn't.
Yeah.
And I'm just like...
Other than that, I think the only difference between me and your playlist was the Spanish music.
Yeah.
Because I think our playlist is pretty similar. We enjoy...
He didn't play the 50s music during, like, the dinner
I didn't
portion.
have 50s music. I'll say that.
I did.
Okay.
I had some oldies. He played one Temptation song. And that was it. Because I noticed it.
I didn't even hear it.
I noticed it and I looked over and Dad was singing along with Greg. So I was like, okay, he's playing. And then he just, like, jumped away from that. And I'm like, There's so much music on
How
this
do you guys
playlist.
feel about the music?
How
Be
did I
honest.
how did I feel about the music? Well, to be honest, like, you know how I am with my music. And as far as trying to get crowd work and stuff like that, like he did play DJ. He played club mixes, and this wasn't a club environment. It especially with weddings, like if you have to know your room, and he obviously didn't. As much as a great MC he is, and I feel like we're spending a half an hour just talking about how shitty this guy did with his job.
I'm not trying to beat up on him, but
No.
yeah,
But you have to read your room. If you don't read your room, then you will be talked about badly, especially being a DJ. Like the one, and I know you guys were like no requests, only certain people get requests and stuff like that. I get that, because we could be here all night, fucking people just listening to their own shit.
I mean, at this point, I would have allowed requests if I knew it was going to go down like this. I would have allowed requests, but other than that, I mean, we didn't talk about the DJ about so much as requests because we thought that he was going to stick to our playlist, and we were confident on our playlist that our playlist was going to be a banger.
And it
And
was. It just
like
never was ever
he
executed.
did again, he did take songs out of the playlist. Like he did play some songs that were out of the playlist. The only thing is he didn't commit to it, and he didn't go through it and really dissect like the playlist and put it together on what he thinks will work at what moment. I think he just kind of like hit play and was like, yeah, this isn't working, and then transitioned to something else.
And not
Probably
even,
went to your playlist and probably thought that wasn't working, and then took things into his own hands.
but not even to the point where you're transitioning though, because he at a couple moments, as Teresa said, he fully stopped.
He did. Like he
There was
fully
a
stopped music.
silence and then played something else. And when you have something, especially with songs that you have people, okay, I want this one.
It was with
And
Defying Gravity because there's a part at the end of the Defying Gravity where Glinda and Elba are talking to each other, and it's my favorite part of the song. And he didn't play it. He just stopped
Yeah.
after like the big like orchestral part of the song, and he just stopped it. And I'm like, I wanted the whole fucking song.
That same thing goes with the dances too. I
Yeah, he
think
cut my dance short
when
with my
you-
dad and my mom.
when you're cutting dances short, and I understand, but like, did you guys at any point tell him like there's a time crunch?
No.
Like if there's no time crunch, you're not sitting here cutting people's dances.
I know for sure, like I wasn't very communicative with him, like during the whole thing.
I was.
Again, because I had a sense of confidence in him that he would just do his thing. So I was just waiting for him to rebound, so, and he did play some songs. So like my whole feeling was like a roller coaster. Like we had like this high point moment, and then we had like this low moment, and then we had this song that kind of brought us back. So it was just like a roller coaster throughout the whole night.
It was inconsistent.
Yeah, it just wasn't consistent, so, as far as that, I mean, I don't know. I just wanted to get your guys' take on it. Like, if you guys think it was
To say,
I forgot they were there.
I'm still here. The DJ was okay. He was good, but I wanted to dance more. I wanted to be out on the floor to the Spanish music, to the Sean Paul, to the reggae. Like there's a lot of stuff that I felt could have been better with the music. It was very hit or miss throughout the night. So parts of me were sitting down, parts of me were up. I I just felt like he should have played more yes to the older crowd, maybe get them, their feet moving a little bit, and then towards the later part of the venue, the younger crowd and really the fun songs and getting everybody out on the floor.
At the
So
same time, though, like I can understand his problem towards the end of the night because, unfortunately, half the room disappeared after 9 o'clock.
It wasn't even at 9 o'clock. That was another thing. People just started leaving. And it's like, I could get into it, but I'm not going to because this will be a public podcast and I'm not trying to offend anybody. But like, you're coming to a wedding and you're leaving and dinner hasn't even been served yet.
but
did
I also
anybody
think
leave
that's
before
part
dinner?
of
I'll tell you later, but yes.
Oh yeah,
You're leaving before dinner. Dinner was served late.
I
will
remember
give it to
me
you.
already being on the dance floor when people started leaving. that's when I noticed people started coming up to me like back to back.
Right, and that's whatever. You don't want to stay until 11 o'clock. You don't have to stay until 11 o'clock, and that's where again I'll hold my tongue in a little bit because it's what I would say is extremely specific, and I don't want to offend anyone. And I'll tell you later. But you're leaving and dinner hasn't been served yet. And it's a part of me that gets to this like technical point, and this I would say selfish too because it's like I went out of my way to spend money to make sure that you were here, and you can't even eat the dinner that I purchased for you.
Yeah. Okay. I hear you.
Like, I think when it comes to weddings, some people don't think of it as such an expense and, like, don't think of it as such a big deal, like, whatever, like, whatever, like, no, your plate was a pretty penny, you know, and if you weren't gonna last the whole night, why did you come? Kinda thing. And that's just me being petty, but that's also me being the one or the half of the one that paid for the thing.
Yeah.
So, like, you're leaving and dinner hasn't even been
At
served
one
yet.
point, I started feeling. At one point, I started feeling guilty. Like I'm like, damn. Like I should have just paid the extra money to have it on a Saturday. Because that was a real issue. But at the
Yes.
moment, like there were so many unknown factors because when we started this and when we settled on a venue, everything was on us.
Right.
And I didn't know month to month I was going to be able to handle paying the venue, paying for these vendors, like
I think at one
finding somebody.
point
There was just like so many unknown factors. Like I didn't know how much a DJ was going to cost.
but it wasn't
I didn't
even
know how much
that.
the photographer was going to
At
cost.
one point, even, like, when we settled on where we had the reception, there was a point in time where I was talking to you about different things, and I wanna add this, and I wanna that, and you're like, "I don't even know if we're gonna be able to actually afford this. Like, I don't even know if we're gonna be able to fully pay for this." Like, it was a reality check that you hit me with, that you were like, "Yeah, we agreed to this, and we're gonna try our best to make it happen, but it may be a possibility
Yeah,
that we're gonna fall short and not be able to pay this."
because money was a serious issue.
Yeah.
Because as the laundry list just got longer,
Mhm.
that's where we're just kind of scratching our heads like, is this going to be possible? So when we were at the venue looking at these dates and talking about prices, like I was trying to talk her down as much as I could, but my main bargaining point was it's a Thursday. How can you charge me this much for a Thursday?
Mhm.
So that was my whole bargaining point. So that's how I was able to get the price to go a little lower. But if it would have been a Saturday and paying that price, I don't know if I was going to be able to do it,
I don't feel guilty for having it be on a Thursday because that's the whole point of an RSVP. That's the whole point of us sending out RSVPs when we did. We sent out RSVPs and the date in December of 2024. Our wedding was in October of 2025.
Anthony's falling asleep.
No, I'm not. I'm
So
here. I'm here for it.
so I sent out RSVPs with the date, or not RSVPs. I sent out save the dates in December of 2024. Save the date is exactly what it says. This is the date we're getting married. If you're planning on attending, mark it on your calendar so that when it's time to RSVP, you can. We sent out invitations in June. We started getting RSVPs in July and August. I don't want to hear your excuse that it's a Thursday and you have work the next day. You knew that it was a Thursday.
I don't know. I feel differently.
I don't. You've known for almost a year. You've known for 10 months that it's on a Thursday. If you can't make it to 9 o'clock at a wedding because it's a Thursday night and you have work the next day, you should have figured yourself out.
If you remember this one point, because I'm not going to try to, like call him out, but that one wedding we were invited to at Gelati's, and he
Yes.
turned around and he looked at me. He's like, "You could come," and I was like, "Yeah, like I gotta work." And then he looked at me, he's like, "Take the day off." And I looked at him like,
But that's
"I
a
don't know if
different
I'm gonna be."
situation because
So
you
that's
didn't
why I
know
was
who he
like,
was.
"Is like I know people are gonna be put in that situation for my wedding because it's on a Thursday."
But again, it's a different situation because you didn't know who he was. He was inviting you as my +1. Really, he invited me as Anthony's +1 and you as my +1. So Anthony was getting like a +4. So,
That's not how math works.
B question mark.
He who is not breathing anymore.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Joey's doing it. So that was a difference because and it was like a week
Hold
from
up.
the time that we saw him.
Did
Don't.
anyone just
Yes,
hear
I
what he's
did.
okay?
But this was, I'm giving you time. I am giving you the gift of time.
You have to let me know what he said. I didn't catch
Yeah.
on.
I don't know what he said
I'm
either.
giving you the gift of time, telling you what this day is 10 months in advance. And when the day comes, you're going to
My
look at me
fucking
and say,
superpower.
oh, I have work in the morning. I have to leave. You should have figured that out. If you really wanted to be at the wedding, and you couldn't make if you couldn't make the reception, the whole thing, or at least until dinner, just come to the ceremony.
Yeah, no. I say leaving before dinner is
That's
a
wrong.
little wild
What did you
because
say,
that's
Amanda?
probably why the dessert table went so quickly, because they were like, I'm not staying till
Well,
11.
to me, I think the whole night was pretty much up in the air. Like you said, the MC was great, but if it was more timed and organized, I think maybe people would stay, because if I felt like the cake cutting might have been for me, too early. Like, you do that after dinner, you have dinner, then you do the cake cutting, and then it's just timed, and then people have no choice but to stay.
Did we do the
Who's
cake cutting
gonna
before
leave?
dinner?
Yes.
We did.
They didn't serve dinner
Yeah.
until like 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, that shit was late as fuck.
But
It
we
was
also
good.
had a lot of dances. We had what we had, but we did the cake cutting specifically because originally we were supposed to do cake cutting before everything, because we wanted to change out of our stuff.
Stuff,
But we
yeah.
ended up changing before, and we kept the cake cutting when it was, because we didn't want to stop the party to cut the cake. So
Yeah.
after dinner, we were just going to open the dance floor, and then we didn't want to have to stop the party in order to cut the cake. We could have just cut the cake on the side and gotten the candid photos and then told them to give the cake out.
Judging from the amount of people who actually watch you, that probably would have been the same
It probably
thing.
would have been the same thing.
Yeah.
And again, I wasn't noticing all this as it was happening. I was trying my best to enjoy it. At one point, honestly, I was trying to drink so much that I could just not give a fuck about what was happening around me. Not trying to forget about it. That sounds wrong. Because I was very much enjoying like being your wife. But what I'm saying is, I had so much anxiety about people not dancing. I was trying to get the alcohol in my system to not give a fuck about that. Because really, there's nothing I can do about it. If people don't want to dance, they don't want to dance. But
I know I went to change, and when I came back, okay.
Yeah, go ahead. You got it.
Okay. I went to change, and when I came back, half the party had disappeared. I'm like, fuck, am I in the right place? Like, for a second, I was like, where did everybody go?
To be fair with you, Anthony, we both went to go change at the same time. I got changed very quickly. You took a half an hour to get changed.
why?
I don't think I took a half an hour to get changed.
Yeah, I came back very quickly within like 5 minutes. You were gone
Okay,
for
that's
like
great.
20, 25 minutes.
Did you poop?
I don't think I was gone that long, but okay. I mean, I just put on my clothes and I came back upstairs.
Well, everyone started
And then I
coming
waited
up.
in line like for a half hour for a fucking drink.
Yeah. Everyone started
God, that guy was slow.
coming up to me saying, "Oh, I gotta go. It's been great. I gotta go." And I'm like,
Oh.
you're the one who, like, I had people texting me, "I can't wait for your wedding. We're gonna party all night long," and then you're the first person to come up to me telling me you're gonna leave.
I sound like it feels like she's talking about somebody, but
Specifically.
my whole
I had
strategy,
friends, yeah.
like I came up with a strategy to to like enjoy myself, and it was like pop in on the dance floor for a little bit and then go back to the photo booth, because the photo booth was lit.
Mhm.
Like the photo booth was lit almost all night. So I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna bounce back and forth between the dancing and then go back to the photo booth. And at one point, I came back with one of the hats on that I forgot that I was wearing, and I went back to the photo booth, did some more pictures. Like that was lit. But until Caden's song came on, and then I think that was like the peak of the dancing is when Mr. Brightside started playing.
Because then your dad started like literally jumping like
Yeah,
a
and that's what I'm saying.
sardine with
Like
us,
I
and I'm
appreciate
what the heck?
like people that don't usually like my dance. Like my dad usually
That's
doesn't
awesome.
dance or jump around, whatever it is. Like he tried.
Yeah.
Like Pedro too, my cousin. Like he's not the party goer, but he did it.
Pedro's
you know,
fucking awesome. Okay.
Yeah, like
I enjoyed myself talking to Pedro all night. Okay.
I didn't talk to that kid not once.
you know,
I
but
don't
he
even
did
think
his
we
thing
introduced each
to
other.
have a good time and to keep the spirits up. Like he did his thing. Like he jumped in there and started having a blast.
I
And those
hate
are the
dancing,
people.
and I wound up on the dance floor.
Those are the people I appreciate.
Yeah, but I mean, I said my piece about the candy table, the DJ, the dancing. The drinks were great. The food, I didn't get to eat the food until Friday because I really
Drinks are
didn't eat it
awesome.
all. I really didn't get to eat because it is true when they say when you're a bride and a groom. I mean, I'm sure Isaiah ate more than I did, but when you're a bride, you're like literally pulled and prodded the entire day. And I was like, at one point, I even looked at mom and I was like, stop calling my name. Like, every time I turn around, it's T, sweetie, Teresa, hey. And it's just like, I literally looked at her. I was like, mom, please stop calling my name. Like, I don't want to hear my name for like 5 minutes, please. And she's like, oh, but I'm like, I know you need me, but like, try and figure it out without me because there's 100 people here that now I have to try and entertain. And we're trying to go to all the tables to say hi.
My favorite thing to
Shut
do
up.
is I look at him,
Shut up.
I'm like, listen, pretend I'm dead, and then just go.
Like, I'm trying to go to, all the different tables with Isaiah to say hi, and people are pulling me, and he's trying to get, a move on. But there are people that I haven't seen in a while who want to catch up, who want to say hi or,
You
whatever.
mother.
And it's like, I can't just be like, okay, peace out. I have to try and be hostly.
At the particular moment in which they want to catch up is not the right time to catch up.
Are you kidding me?
A wedding day
Is
is
she having an existential crisis over there?
What's the matter?
And the blink once if you're in trouble.
No, I'm trying to plug my iPad in and it's not working.
there is moments that you cannot do. This is a wedding day which is planned. Everyone, look, regardless of if you've never been married, a wedding day, there's things that have to be met. There's moments and checkpoints that have to be met. So you don't pull the bride or the groom in the back of the church and go, so how was your day?
Yeah, I mean, in the back of the church, going back to the ceremony just for a quick second, everyone was supposed to filter out of the church and stand outside waiting for him and I. I mean, him and I were meant to stand there and like shake hands, thank them, and then they were supposed to leave. In my opinion, that was supposed to be the photographers that were going to be leading that charge.
And they dropped the ball.
They completely dropped the ball because I went into the back of the church while everybody was congregating. I went to where the photographer was like setting up or like breaking down, and I'm like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm breaking down my stuff. We're gonna go get ready for the outside shots." I'm like, "Why aren't you trying to direct traffic right now? Like, how are they supposed to know they're supposed to get like round up for a shot if you're not the one telling them to do that?" And he was like, "Oh, well, the other photographer was trying. He was outside trying to set up like the perfect shot." And I'm like, "Yeah, but you're in here while I'm literally getting pulled. My dress is being stepped on because everybody's in the back of the church. No one's leaving me alone. I get you want to say hi and congratulations, but like say hi and leave. Like get the point."
Yeah, I feel like that was everybody thought that was their moment to congratulate us.
Yeah, which is
You
fine, but
know,
it should have been done more
but like
seamlessly.
when I talked to like this person, then I got done with that person and started talking with this person. Then when I got onto my third person, that's when I looked up and realized that everybody is in
Yes.
this section of the church. And then I look over to Eric and I'm like, yo, Eric, like open the door, like get everybody out of here. And then I think that's when you noticed and started picking up on it, like everybody's here and they're supposed to be outside.
Mhm.
So Eric kind of stepped on it. He started opening up the doors, and I'm not exactly sure who said something. Probably Jess. It was like, everybody starts stepping outside. We're gonna start getting these shots, and it just happened so quick because everybody's saying, congratulations. Like, my brother came up to me. Then we started doing photos. Like I started talking to, cousins, aunts, and stuff. And I'm like, okay. But by the time I got to my third person, I was like, damn, like everybody's in
Everybody was
here,
there and
and I
the
didn't
doors were
notice
closed.
because the doors were closed.
Yeah.
Like nobody opened them
And
up.
I'm sitting here like mom's coming up to me, I'm going up to cousins, everyone's saying hi, everyone's standing around, and I got to the point where like I felt everyone was looking at me, and I'm like, am I supposed to do a like everyone was looking at me and I'm like, am I supposed to do a jig? Like I don't have anything right now to give you other than a hello. Hi, hello, thank you for coming. Like once you get that, get the fuck out. Like, that's how I feel. Like, once you get that, go outside, wait there, you know, whatever. But people were kind of just like standing around, and then it just kind of got to a point where I'm like, I, I, I need everyone to get out. Like,
Gonna bite. I'm gonna bite. I'm gonna
literally,
bite.
I was like, if you like, if you don't get out right, and then I have people asking me questions like, what time does this start? I'm like, I don't know. I think that became like my stock answer. I think I said it to mom because she was like, "What time are we supposed to head over to the reception?" And I was like, "I don't know. Figure it out." Like, we went over this so many times, I'm not even gonna tell you. I don't know.
I mean, I wasn't giving people those answers,
I gave it to my mom because like
but
I no, because at one point I'm like, why are like we went over this so many times, and again, I'm very different. I'm a very type A person. If I'm going to a wedding, I am trying to figure out every ounce of knowledge I can about the wedding. What time it starts, what time we need to be there, what time the reception is, where the reception is there parking, if there's this, if there's that. Because I don't want to burden the bride and groom on their wedding day with, where's the
yeah,
reception?
I think those are the last people to ask. You know, like I understand, like that's your mom and everything, but if she sees that you're walking around like a chicken with no head, you know, then yeah, maybe ask Jess or something like that. But you know, those questions really weren't bothering me. Maybe because I wasn't getting those questions to begin with,
I
but
was.
I was picking up on everything as it was happening, and I was like, yeah, isn't it time to move on and like do the next thing? You know, because we're kind of just stuck here like in the midst of like all this chatter and
Yeah,
everybody's
like
like
there's
catching
things
up
to
with each
do.
other. And I'm like, we gotta move on and get to the next thing. So and then that's when we did that and everybody left to go to cocktail hour and stuff. I'm not exactly sure how did cocktail hour go? Like was because we didn't get to see it. Like was it cool? Like oh,
Look, when I showed up, me, Anthony,
The
and
food was delicious.
yeah.
yeah, me, Anthony, Caden showed up. Well, no, was Caden with us?
Yes.
I don't
Yeah,
remember.
yeah.
Probably.
Me, Anthony, Caden showed up. Everybody was basically in there already, and there was by the time we showed up, there was no seating. Like it was
Yeah.
just
It was
the standing
Well,
tables.
that's
standing room only.
it was high lows, so it was there was some seating and then the rest were
Oh, you
supposed to be
remember
the
my
talk
dad
show.
called me when I was in the car, and then he called me like it was like urgent, and I get on the phone with him, and he's like, "Hey, there's not enough chairs," and I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Oh, for the cocktail thing, there's not enough chairs." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know. Not everybody gets a seat. Like, you know, you move around and you talk to each other." Because he didn't know how.
Yeah.
He was like, he probably thought like this was the reception, like you guys planned this and there isn't enough seats. And I was like, no, there's enough seats, but not at this point, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
So
Yeah, but yeah. Other than that, the cocktail hour went off without a hitch. There was nothing majorly wrong with cocktail hour. Really good food. People started
I
drinking.
thought the food at cocktail hour was better than the dinner.
yeah,
The dinner was good, but the cocktail they had a steak which was very very good. Paella was delicious. I mean the stuffed rigatoni is whatever. Like there was a good spread. I didn't get to try everything, but when I got there, I felt like I had to do something. Like there's something that I should be doing. So I just bounced from table to table just to keep chit chat up and to make sure everyone was like, I guess, enjoying themselves.
I'm in that boat with him. It's when we got there. It's like I don't know because there was no direction from there. It's like once you get to cocktail hour, and that was I'm like, we're a part of the party. Is like, do we have a specific place to be? Do we have this? Because I know there was going to be entrances and stuff like that. And at some point, that's when Jess was like, okay, bridal party into
Hmm.
the other room. We're like, oh, okay, now we
So they
have
took you into the bridal suite?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. We got taken into that room where everybody started touching up their makeup. Everybody started doing, what they needed to
oh
do.
cool, I didn't know that.
No, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were all just sitting there waiting as everyone funneled into the
I
the
remember
reception room.
looking out, and the only person who noticed us looking out from the upstairs bridal suite was Uncle B.
I thought it was Sarah too.
It might have been Sarah. She notices everything. We looked out over like, and it was just like a crowd of people. Like it was just like a conga line of people getting into the reception. The other thing that I'm gonna mention That pisses me off because I
Just
spent
letting y'all
so
know
much.
we're at 3 hours right now.
It's okay. You can cut this
Why
down.
do I feel like this is directed towards me for some reason? I'm
It's
sorry.
not.
Okay.
But Isaiah knows what I'm talking about and I'm sure he's gonna know where I'm going. Because I spent so much time on this fucking thing. A seating chart. When you're at a
Oh,
wedding and there's a seating chart before you enter the reception, that means your name goes to that table and you sit there for a reason. And there was numerous people who did not sit where they were supposed to sit, and it caused issues for the other guests that were meant to sit in those spots.
Did anyone actually look at the seating chart?
I don't know, which is why I'm mentioning it.
No,
A
people
lot of
did
people
look
did.
because a majority of people were at the right spots. You know, there were some family members that were not at the right spot. But like your mom is so funny because the other day your mom was talking about this when me and her were driving to the diner, and I was like, yeah, I think what I would have done was put like a list at each table, like the table number, and then a list of names that's
yeah.
supposed to be at that table.
That or place
Because
cards.
to verify it, like you had to walk back outside into the hallway to go see what name was at what table and then come back. So I was like, you know what? It probably would have been easier if we did table numbers, but also with the seating chart outside.
Yeah.
But with the table numbers, have a list of names of the people that's supposed to be there.
I
Well,
agree, and I
That's
also
what
think place
well, I
cards.
went to I went to a friend's wedding a couple of years ago, and they did exactly that. When you got to the main hall, there was like a little rope ladder with little clothespins on it, and you had to find your name and your table number. And then even when you got to the table, they had a little place card on each seat for who was sitting exactly next to who.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's assigned seating.
I think that might have been a lot better because there were some people who didn't show up at all to the reception. There was like a handful, maybe less than. But there were some people who weren't sitting in their seats, and it caused those tables to be offset with the other tables. Now, there were tables that were perfect. The people who were supposed to sit there sat where they were supposed to sit, and that was it, and there was no issue. There were other tables that were overfull, some tables that were not full enough, and the reason why it's so important for a seating chart, especially when you have a seated dinner, is that table, say I give the reception venue, there's 8 people at this table, they're going to serve 8 dinners to that table. If you go from this table with 8 because you didn't read the seating chart, but your friends are over here and you sit at this table and now that table has 11, they're not feeding you at that table. So you need to sit where you're assigned because it's all up to the food and where it's going. And that just bothered me because I put in so much effort into the seating chart for people just not to pay attention to it at all. And it's like,
I didn't even see the seating chart.
so how
I
did you know where
followed
to sit?
Joey.
Did you read
I
the seating
followed
chart?
Joey.
No, because when we came, none. It's
I'm
not.
getting angry.
Hold on, but it's not to the point where it's our fault, to be honest, because they told us to line up on the ramp. The seating chart was over here, and then by the time, because we went from getting into the venue
To standing.
Oh no! Getting into the venue, like when we first got from the church, going in right into the cocktail hour room, then right into the cocktail hour room to the bridal suite, and then from the bridal suite, we're all lined up into the row, and that is they put
I
the
know,
seating
but how
chart
did you
there.
know where to sit?
So when I saw the ladies sitting at the table in the corner, I saw Pedro was sitting at the next table. I'm like, I'm going to assume that's where.
Did Pedro not join in on the entrance?
No, he did, but
Oh.
he went there. I'm guessing he read the seating chart.
Well, yeah, because that's where the groomsmen were meant to sit.
Yeah, and when I went to go sit there, um, let's just say didn't look like there was enough seating for everyone because Sarah was sitting there too, and there was three seats there.
She was supposed to
And
sit
I'm
there, though.
sitting there. Sarah's supposed to be there. Pedro and his girl was supposed to
girlfriend,
be
yeah.
there. And obviously all the groomsmen and their significant others there. My significant was not there. Caden doesn't have a significant other, so there was just one we also I don't know if Eric was supposed to sit at the table with the groomsmen.
No,
He was
No.
supposed to sit at the table with Josh.
with Josh. Yeah.
Well, that's
And
what
I
I'm
think he did.
saying.
I think he
He
did.
did.
Yeah,
Yes, they did.
he
Yes,
did
they
sit
did.
at the table, but like I obviously there was one extra person at our table, which I don't think was supposed to be there. Who was supposed to be sitting there then? That wasn't sitting there.
Huh?
I know who he's. I don't know. That's the thing.
So you're saying there was an extra seat?
Well, if you had all the groomsmen there, it was
I know who it was. I'm not going to name names, but I know who it was.
who was supposed to be sitting there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who
did.
was supposed to be
Yes.
sitting there?
Yes, I do know.
Okay.
And it was switched. I'll explain later.
Okay.
But that's the importance of a seating chart, because that would have made a difference too, because that person's meal was different than the rest of the party that was sitting at that table, because they weren't going to get the same meal as everyone else. So that's why a seating chart is so important, because it's not done just because, oh, I'm sitting you at this table and I'm sitting you at that table. It's done it's done to a science. I spent like 2 weeks on that seating chart figuring it out, to the point where me and Isaiah had to sit down and do it 2 times over, because we had to add people, take people away, move this person to that table, move that person to this table. It's done for a reason. So my advice to anyone who listens to this, again, with what I said earlier about wedding decor or wedding decorum and etiquette, if you go to a wedding and there's a seating chart, pay attention to it, because the bride and groom or whoever put that together did it for a reason. You don't know what kind of meals are coming out if it's a seated dinner, and it's so incredibly important to pay attention to it, because if one person is sitting at that table that's not supposed to be there, like, I think of it as like this, right? What if that person who wasn't supposed to be sitting there was allergic to fish, and they didn't say anything and we didn't know, and they were given like, you don't know because you're sitting at the wrong table. So that's how I think about it. And after wedding planning for a year and some change, it's very serious. As much as people who don't plan weddings think of it as like, oh, who gives a shit? It's not a big deal. It's an extra chair at that table, whatever. It is, because it's done for a reason. And it's done by the bride and groom specifically.
Yeah.
So
at least until the dinner part. After
right,
dinner,
once the dinner part's over, you can
and all
wear
that's
whatever
done,
you
you
want.
could go wherever you want. Yeah.
But it's done because of the dinner, because I had to do the seating chart. I had to give the reception venue a list of tables and the people who are going to be sitting at that table. And then I had to let them know, okay, this person here doesn't eat fish, or this person here is allergic to that. Like, they needed to know, like, you moving yourself from one table to another can be really drastic, unfortunately. I wish it wasn't, but it is. So
All right.
I'll say that.
All right. Well,
I mean, all in all, our wedding day was fantastic. I'm married to the love of my life, and that's really all that matters at the end of the day, seating charts or not. So
The fish was a little dry, though.
fuck you, Anthony.
I thought the salmon was delicious.
I thought it was a little dry.
Clock it.
Joey's clocking it.
Okay, so I think that we're gonna end that here.
Okay.
It's been a very long fucking episode.
I got to go to work early.
Yeah.
I have some unemployed things to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
Work. Boo.
Yeah.
I have to go battle Pink Eye.
Yeah. So next time on Caiola Kids, we're stirring the pot a little bit. Yeah, it's officially that time, and
I get
we
the email
said
like
in at the end of the first episode that we were going to do this, but it's time to finally
So
talk
that-
about the thing every family pretends
That's what
doesn't
it's called.
exist, which is the favorite sibling. We've all heard it. I don't have favorites. Yeah, right. Whether it's mom, dad, grandma, or the one aunt who gives the better Christmas gifts, everyone's got their pick. And now, this time, we're calling it out. We're going to talk about childhood moments, the golden child energy, or, in our family, the crowned prince energy. Who got away with what, and who got away with who got the short end of the stick. And I already know some feelings are gonna get hurt, and I can't wait. So get ready for next time on the episode of Caiola Kids is who's the favorite sibling, and if you're in our family, you already know who you think it is. We'll catch you guys next time. Everyone say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Thank
Adios,
you, Isaiah
motherfuckers.
and Teresa, for joining. Or thank you for everybody, for Isaiah for joining the Caiola Kids tonight. You
I
are
love you all.
you are our
Bye,
brother.
love
You are
you.
a Caiola sibling.
Love you guys.
Love you, and we'll catch you guys next time on Caiola Kids.
Damn, Amanda was outie.